Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We took a 3-week break, and we truly appreciate you guys being here for us. But I'm telling you, we needed that break. So that was. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm great. How are you doing, Kathy?
I'm doing really good. I'm getting back into the groove. Just I really needed kind of some time to myself, get some things done that I needed to do. Just take a step back. Sometimes you just need to rebalance yourself before you can help people rebalance them. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
beginning of the year. You're really taking
I do.
stock of so many different things.
Exactly. I do have something exciting to tell you guys, though. Make sure you guys go over to my website, oracleintuitions.com. Check it out because it is brand new. So this is so kind of a funny story. Earlier in the year or later at the start all over, near the end of last year is what I was trying to say. I had been thinking about redoing my website. Like I'm very good at website design, but I get lazy within myself, right? Like it's not so much that I'm lazy that I want to do it. It's just that the way my brain works, and you guys have seen the way my brain works, is I can get focused on something as silly as a font, so I could end up going down the font highway of hell and never picking a font. Or I start getting very judgy with myself because it has to be perfect for me, like when I'm doing it, right? And so I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh, I feel like my guides are telling me, go amp up your website, go amp up your website. It needs to be redone and all of this stuff. So 2 days later, I'm sitting there and I get this message from a good friend of mine, a reader, and she says, my guides came to me and they said that you would, get your website done if I offered you, a really good deal. And she threw the deal at me and I was like, you're kidding me, because I'm literally sitting here and I could hear my guides talking to me, telling me to go into my site. So I think my guides got a little pissy with me and just went over to you. And I'm like, let's do this. So I'm so excited for you guys to see it. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you go and take a look at it. Because I absolutely love it. I can't wait to be starting to put not only more readings on there, but also just some of the artwork and some of the things that I'm selling, with the organites or whatever it is. So thank you, Esha. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really thank you for taking a look. One other thing I just wanted to talk about really briefly here. We're not going to go on too big of a tangent about it or anything like that. I don't know if you guys have seen, I know you guys are, all over the place, all over between Canada, but also United States. And there is a trucker convoy going on right now in Canada. And you may not see it on the mainstream news simply because of the fact that the media isn't really announcing it very much. Or if they are announcing it, they're giving really wrong information about it. But I just wanted to clarify some things, because if you have seen it, you might have actually heard, some of the more negative comments in regards to it. There is, I don't know, something like, from what I've heard, is like 50,000 truckers that are coming not only through Canada, but apparently there's a ton coming from the States. I don't have an actual estimate or the actual number coming from the States, but they are coming through to protest the mandates. Now, this isn't an anti-vax, rally. It is a mandate rally. And this is in regards to basically just the restrictions, because the restrictions themselves have been so contradictory. And one person can do this, one can do that, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, get 10 shots, don't get a shot, don't, like, it's all over the place. And so the reason for this is to stop the mandate, stop the restrictions, allow people to start living their lives. And make sure, I'm just going to say one thing, is that if you guys do hear about this, this is just amazing. There's like 500,000 people at least, if not more, that could be in Ottawa, Canada this weekend. And so the rally is to be taking place. Apparently, like you should see some of the truckers coming in. Like if you look at it, there's something like, I heard there was something like 70 kilometers right now of truckers, which is, I don't know, 140 miles of just trucks and people and the support. And if you watch some of the live streams, you will see the support that they have, and it's just so absolutely beautiful. I literally have been in tears, like, so much this week, just knowing how many people are out there fighting for fairness, and for freedom, right? For freedom from any sort of government, of these mandates that have been going on. People have lost their businesses, lost their lives. Drug abuse has gone up. Alcohol abuse has gone up. People are committing suicide. People are broke. They can't feed their families because of this BS that is going on. And if you get a chance to, there is a page, I believe it's Convoy to Ottawa 2022. You can probably check it out. Absolutely join the group, give support, share the live streams. They're going to be all over Facebook. You don't even need to be a part of any group. They're probably just going to show up. Share the live streams that are not actual mainstream media, because the mainstream media will be full of crap. I'm just going to say that straight up. When you share the live stream of what's actually happening, you're getting the truth. And remember, Brandon and I always talk about that. We always talk about pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to not the things that are being fed to you, but the things that you are discovering for yourself. And those live streams are going to be, the real thing right there. Whether it's, if there's an issue, it's going to be your view and the live stream view, not what you're reading off of social or off of media. And we know that the media is going to take it and twist it and turn it into some bull crap that the government wants pumped out. And this is why it's so important. This is not, but we're now being watched by the world. I mean, this is like,
It's a big deal.
we have a doof of a government at this current moment. I'm just saying that straight out. But they're being watched right now. They are being watched. And apparently, from what I understand, it's Australia is actually is starting their own convoy now. We're being supported by Brazil. We're being supported by countries all over the world. We are being watched. And so the truth will be out there. You just have to ask to be shown. And
Absolutely.
and that's going to be so important. And depending on where you are, if you can share, if you're not, if that's not your thing, that's okay too. But I just want to get that out there and say, and I just want to say, bless these people and wishing them safety along their way as well. So
Absolutely. A little tip I have for everybody, you might not know the best sources, the best places to go to get information. Unfortunately, there were a lot of great live streams, and that stuff was being put up on Twitter through Periscope and stuff like that. But now Twitter it's just as bad. So one of the things I wanted to share is if you go to Snapchat, and you do have Snapchat, this is how I like to follow a lot of stuff. You go on the Snap Map. I know it's got a really bad reflection, but you can see what people are posting live, and you can click on hot zones. Like it looks like there is a hot zone right now in Winnipeg. It's pretty big up in Winnipeg right now. And you can see people's live feeds like right away. And this is one of the best ways I've found to get current, up-to-date information from people on the ground right there. It was what I was doing when I was
TikTok too. There's been a lot of TikTok, not the live streams particularly, but TikTok's been showing a lot of the stuff that's been going on.
I haven't been on TikTok. I've not used that ever before. But I know that it's obviously huge right now. I did hear that's a whole other different topic. I'll get into that later. But do your best to just try to find real live feeds, like Kathy is saying. That's the best way to get unbiased information. So do your, due diligence. If you're going to talk about something or support it or want to know more,
Mhm.
make sure you dig into it well enough. I think a lot of our user or listeners, I think they do that for themselves already, but Kathy and I are absolutely predicting a sort of manipulation of the story. I know I was talking to Kathy and telling her that I did feel some kind of infiltration,
Mhm.
and it does feel very similar to the energy of the January 6th Capitol protest that happened in the States. Um, so just be aware, keep yourself safe. If you've got families, maybe consider what you have to do in order to keep them safe and protected, and your own self there too. So if you are
Absolutely.
going though, please let us know. We will support you. We might even be able to put you up on the channel in some way. So if you do end up going, definitely let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, thanks guys so much for listening to that ramble. We truly appreciate it. But I do feel it's such an important topic. It is such an important topic.
It
And
is.
again, we absolutely appreciate your support in everything not only we do, but when you listen to some of the things that we have to say, it means a lot to us. So we missed you too, Andrea. Thank you so much. I just see Andrea. She says, we missed you guys. I missed you guys so much. Thank you, Andrea. So for those that are new to the channel or anybody that's just tuning in, please read the banner up at the running across the screen. You can, if you would like don't. Brandon, can you do this? Because I know I'm going to end up with my words wrapped around my tongue here.
So if you want a guaranteed reading on today's show, those of you that have been here before, you know how this works. For those that are new, please send in a donation. We have to take a $10 minimum for the donation. You can send that over on PayPal to thedreamteacher@gmail.com. That would be on my page here. If you are in Canada and you don't want to do PayPal because everybody just wants to take everybody's fees from Canada and charge everybody else more, you can send that over to Kathy at crogers 5555@gmail.com. You will get priority. That means you're going to get a guaranteed reading on today's show. But we do readings for free. That's why we really started the show, and what we wanted to do was be out there, show what it's like to actually be genuine psychics and not somebody who's trying to, pull your leg or anything. So we offer them free. So of course we do have the lottery. You can put in your information in the chat, just as you would as you see all the other people doing donations, putting their zodiac sign, their question, and their first name in the chat so we can call them by name. And we'll put you in the lottery. The lottery works as we collect all of the questions, list them off, assign you a number, and then we call it off. We do the lottery towards the end of the show. So if you don't want to wait, you're not sure if you're going to get picked, you can still donate anytime you want to. Just send it over to one of the things that we had mentioned before. And we will put you right on the priority. There will be a cutoff point, and we will let you know when we are not taking any more questions or donations. So we'll keep you posted there. But if you're listening, you really feel like you want your question answered, you can definitely donate, and we will put you up on that list. So, of course, if you want to book personal readings with myself or Kathy, you can definitely do so. Kathy was sharing, her new website here, but I'll share mine first, which is thedreamteacher.com. You can go there, book appointments with me, shoot me a message if you got some questions. You can download some audio things. So yeah, over at thedreamteacher.com. And Kathy?
And if you guys would like a reading with me, there are a couple of options on my website. But just go check out my website, oracleintuitions.com. And if you're a little confused about them, just send me an email and I can discuss them with you as well. So just getting the list together here now to put up onto the screen so that we have it all together here. Kalal, I'm probably going to end up spelling your name wrong if I spell your actual name. So I'm just going to put it as we have.
Superman.
I know. I literally debated that one, but I was like, he might be like, what? I just want to confirm this with you, Brandon. So at the current moment, we have, and tell me if I'm missing anyone. We have Sandra will be first, Kayla, Nami, Miguel, Andrea, Kalal, Will, and Jason. Is that correct?
So I've got Andrea, Kalel, Jay, Jenny, and Will.
Oh, I didn't know about Jenny. Okay.
Jenny is Jeffrey today.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Oh no, she changed it. She changed it.
Okay. Okay, because you get a different listen. So we'll keep it at what we have here. I'll just put it up onto the screen, and then we'll be updating it as we go through the list. Did I post that? Yeah, I did. You know what, Nami, I was just reading where you said, I'm picking up anxiety and sadness. I don't know where it's from or who, but I want to cry out of nowhere. I literally felt that it was Sandra as well. And I actually was feeling that earlier today. So sorry, Sandra. We will be taking a look into it. Actually, you're going to be first. So we're just going to take a little bit of a break here. We're just going to make sure everything is organized. And then we have a question from H716. That is the donation list that is up on the screen right now. Yeah. And so if you would like to make a donation, just if it's through PayPal, send it to thedreamteacher.com. Again, all the information is scrolling across the top of the screen. If you're in Canada, you prefer to make it an email transfers to crogers5555@gmail.com. And please let us know that you have donated, just so that we can, check the donations. And sometimes we also don't want to miss one too. So if you've sent it and not let us know, sometimes we don't see it right away because we might be focused on doing a reading. So give us just a minute. We're going to be right back. We're just going to get everything organized and we'll get right into it. See you guys in a minute. Hello, we are back. We're back. We're back. All right, perfect. I just want to say, I'm just reading the comments. So it's okay if you want to send a nickname, AHH716, that's fine. But just make sure that we know whether you're male or female, because we can't always tell, or if it has to do, or if it, or if there's something to like kind of if it has to do, especially with romantic reading, we need to kind of have a general idea of what's going on, within the energy here. So give us as much information as you can and what you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely. The other
Just
part of that is, I understand this is a very public area, but when you're getting readings, just something to keep in mind for everybody that, if you're going to close your energy off and keep things private, that does limit you in the information that you also can receive.
yeah.
Listen, we can do our jobs, we can feel into stuff. We don't need to even know anything about you. I've read off of screen names, for the
Yeah.
longest time in different rooms. But if it was like a personal session, especially a one-on-one, it is important to open up your energy, because what you're essentially paying for is you're paying for us to be a psychic sleuth and to dig around and look for all this stuff. And that's wasting your time, for
And especially
information.
in a place like this where we want to give you the best information that we can in the shortest amount of time that we have here,
Yeah,
because we're not spending all day on one issue, that kind of thing, because we have a lot of readings to get
absolutely.
through. So we do want to be able to help as quick as we can, and be able to tap into the reading and not be doing, you know like Brandon said, psychic sleuth or guesswork, as
Yeah,
much as.
we're not. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
It's all about getting directly to the core, and that's, for you. And if we got to jump through hoops to get through any masks or blocks or anything, it's just going to take away your own time. So
exactly.
I think you'll see it here, AH. I'm not sure if you've been here before, but if you have, welcome back. If not, welcome. And you'll see how loving this group is and how positive we are,
And
and
supportive.
when they
Yeah.
reveal certain things, you'll see the information come out, and you're like, oh my god, you can see the profundity. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Okay, so I think Cassandra is first. And
Yes.
okay, this is interesting because Cassandra, I don't know if you remember from our last reading on the air. I had said to you, and it was interesting because I could feel your energy today, and the sadness, disappointment, all of that. And then um, I had this. I heard through that is, remember what you had said to her before. And it's not so much in the personal reading, but in the other reading while we were on the air, and I believe that was 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it was that if it's not this job, there's something behind it, or it's something around this. Like, it's basically saying, stay in that place of acceptance, stay in that place of receiving what is supposed to be for you. And even though there's disappointment wrapped around this, what I keep hearing with it, first of all, I do feel like you need to get the confirmation first, and if possible, find out exactly what was going on. Or if you can ask them, sometimes it's hard to ask them, why you didn't get it. Maybe there was, we don't know, we don't know really the reason behind it. But I do feel that for some reason there may be something that is coming through behind this, or something that is better, or something that is, there was something not right within that. Here's the interesting thing though. Sometimes there's just a delay. There's a delay, and this delay might be there for a reason. And what I mean by that is, is the delay, like, we don't know if the person that they hire is going to stay, or maybe there's an issue with that actual company or something along that line. But it just feels like for right now, try to still remain in that place of optimism, even if it's not for this particular job, it just feels like there could be something that comes out of this. It's like, just wait for that actual, as Namie's saying, too, wait for that actual phone call. And I believe Sandra had told me that you had said that earlier as well. Wait for the phone call. And I do feel that this is super, super important. It just feels like, for whatever reason, there might be something coming from something, and I'm not exactly sure how to describe that, whether it has to do with this job, if there's something behind it that is going to be better suited for you, or to receive something better because of it. It just feels like right now, it just stay open, stay allowing, and stay receiving within your energy is what I keep feeling as well. I don't
You
know
know,
what you're looking at, Brandon.
Sandra, I'm picking up on a lot at once, and the first thing I want to talk about is that I do feel that you are in actually a lesson, a moment of growth, a moment of evolution.
Mhm.
What I keep specifically being shown is it has to do with your perspective and viewpoint of the unknown. So I want you to imagine, for example, you're driving in your car and all of a sudden a fog completely covers the road. What is your immediate reaction? I want you to consider it, think about it, etc. A lot of people, when we deal with fog, the fog and a lot of psychological surveys or understandings or tests, I should say, has to deal with like our experience or feeling of death and and excuse me, the unknown. How we handle the unknown is a definite human trait and learning moment. And Spirit is really indicating to go back to this space right now, that all of this is leading you to understand that you don't always have control. You're not going to have control no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how you project your image, you're not going to have control. What Spirit keeps showing me right now is that there does need to be a little bit of distance from the emotions. And I'm seeing the emotional swing and the emotional waves. And what they're really showing me is to tap into a more masculine part of the self. It doesn't mean, be a guy or be a boy or anything, but, we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. And what I keep being shown is to allow yourself to distance from the emotions, because as you're attached to them, and you're going through the waves, it is rocking your ship all over the place. So when Nami says to stay grounded, that's
Mhm.
really a good way to approach it and to focus on it. What I keep being shown is that this really is a sort of, Spirit shows me that it's clouding over your faith. It's clouding over your own personal beliefs. It's making you question all sorts of different things, maybe your own intuition, your own guidance, even maybe us here too. This is where you know that your faith is there, you know what you believe in, and as it gets clouded over, as this fog is created here, there's an immediate reversion to be like, okay, I can't see anything, I gotta control everything. When in all reality, what this moment is trying to show you is to really surrender and to let
That's
go
me.
and to that's what this whole moment is showing you. And once that happens, once that switch happens, that's when you're going to be seeing the opportunities, the movements, the people reaching out, you seeing your own path like directly clear in front of you. And I can tell you from personal experience, even recently, it is a very scary thing. Like, I, things are totally up in the air, completely ambiguous, and I'm just over here like, you know what? I I am surrendering to spirit, God, source, universe. I know that they're going to take care of me. I have to trust it. Even though everything in my animalistic self is like, must create control, must create the space and security. And my soul is just like, you know what's true, B. You know what's true. So I can tell
It,
you from personal experience, it does work 100%.
it's interesting. We're also heading into the year of the water tiger as well, and we're leaving the year of the ox. I almost said fox. It's not the fox, it's the ox. And February 1st is where we do the switch over. And we have to remember that, this is about patience right now, patience, lessons, releasing, And then we go into the place of the water tiger, which is about more abundance, going for what it is that we want, more of what it is that we are to receive, being more, a little bit more aggressive, whether it has to do with work, relationships, or whatever. And aggression, not in the aggressive sense. It means that actually opening up our heart energy in order to receive a lot of this, or opening up our, aligning our chakras, like when a tiger sees something that it wants. But then we go into the water tiger, which is, the water is like beautiful emotional energy, so it's receiving but being aggressive, allowing ourselves to receive that energy. And we're heading into this, and there's a lot of energy right now, especially in this last week or so, that people are feeling this energy of like disappointment. They're feeling this energy of, how come things aren't aligning, or maybe they are aligning, or we're in this place of patience. It's like, I know that it's coming, but when the hell is it going to appear? And it's just like that. It's that transitional time. We know what it is that we're striving for, what it is that we're wanting, what it is that we are to receive, but it's that moment of patience. So this is a really good time, as it's been said, is to stay grounded, stay in that place of optimism. Even if it's not this particular position, know that it's coming. Know that what you're truly wanting and desiring is coming. And the hard part is that sometimes when we throw it out into the universe of what it is that we want, and we think it's going to be this one thing, the universe kind of goes, yeah, but I got this other thing that's better for you. And so you're asking me for this. You're asking me for this thing that's really better for you. But you're not seeing it because you're focused on this particular thing, which is what you think it is supposed to be. And so the universe will kind of slide that out of the way. And then we get into this place of disappointment, not realizing that the thing that we're truly desiring is about to appear right in front of us, or has been there and we just didn't see it. So try to stay in, again, that place of optimism. Okay.
Funny
And
enough, when I ask about this and I ask about what work is coming, I'm being shown the person or the sphere or the company where that's been quiet and expected of communication, it all of a sudden kind of bursts open. So I keep being shown this quietness into immediate, like lots of conversation, lots of movements and reaching out, networking, and chatter around that. So what if it feels like something is being held back? That's probably the realm, but it does seem like it's dependent on you and your ability to trust, like Kathy is saying, to stay grounded and to give that sense of surrender.
Mhm.
Out of your
Exactly.
control.
I'm going to put it to kind of like, and I'm not going to make it a career thing. I'm going to give it an example of a relationship. A lot of times people, they might get focused on one person or one thing or whatever, like, or a certain particular, whatever it is, or they think that we see this in movies all the time, right? The guy or the girl, they'll be like, oh, it's got to be this person, blah. But, they put it up to the universe and they'll be like, I want somebody stable. I want somebody loving. I want somebody open. I want somebody, that is unconditional. I want, what, so they list the things and, thinking that it's going to be, Bill or Jill, right? Whatever it is. And then, the universe kind of just, there's this person that's always been there or has always kind of been right in front of them, or maybe somebody new or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden this one appears, but we'll be blinded because of the fact that we're so focused on this particular version. But when you move that version out of the way, then all of a sudden you're seeing, oh my God, this is actually this is exactly what I've been asking for. This is exactly it. There it is. It's been right in front of me this whole time. Or this whole new thing appeared and there it is right in front of me. So, again, it's just really about allowing. So I hope that that's given you some peace, or but do let us know, like, do message me and let me know when you get the official call or whatever. I'd love to talk to you. So okay.
That's so good. I think that's good for a lot of people, getting
Hmm.
stuck in emotions. Emotions should not be the places that we make decisions from because they're not stable. They're always changing, right? So knowing that they are coloring the map, they're highlighting different places for you to go, but it shouldn't be the prime decision making place. So I can see exactly why stepping away from the emotion to kind of, solve the problem or get to the root of it, figuring out what your emotions are trying to tell you here, and then making the decision. I think that's good advice for everybody too.
It's funny because I literally got this vision of, like, I can't remember what movie it would be, but you get that, that I don't know why this is even popping up in my head, but it's like that playboy, who thinks that they want, like, the trophy bride, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always going after the trophy bride,
Mm-hmm.
right?
They end up
And
going for
and
like
then
the best friend or something.
yeah, and then yeah, exactly, or the one that they just keep shoving aside, shoving aside,
Mm-hmm.
shoving aside, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, you're actually what I've been looking for this whole time, because this fake version of whatever it is that I've been looking for is just not doing it for me anymore," right? So it's kind of interesting. So we've got Kay is next. So what is Kay's question?
So, okay, looks like where will I be living, moving to in July? I've been told I'll move in July, but I'm unsure if I'll be buying my father's condo or if something else pops up and a new plan is created. So you want to know if you'll be buying your father's condo or something else.
And this isn't, excuse me, I got the hiccups. July?
Mm-hmm.
Kayla, it's interesting because I just feel um it's really interesting because where we are from right here until July, it actually feels like there is a lot of I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. My first word that I wanted to come up with was like mush, but that sounded negative because this wasn't negative energy that was coming through. But what I get is that there's so much things that are going to happen. It feels like for you on a personal level, raising up in some way within your personal self, your personal aspirations, financial, things that might happen as well. It feels like there's some large changes that are coming towards you between now and then, and it just feels and it's sort of, as Brandon was saying earlier, go with the flow. Like, it just feels like a lot of water energy. Like, I almost want to say up and down energy, but there's not a lot of down energy. It feels like more decision energy between now and then, but not in a negative way. It almost feels like Kayla is stepping up into a different level of Kayla, if that's the best way to say it. I'm, it's kind of like we think we're here, but Kayla is going like that, up, 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 up. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that between now and then, I feel, you know what, I want to answer this directly, but I feel like I don't know if I'm really seeing a direct answer for this at this moment. I feel like it's going to be, oh, she's so tired of not having. Yeah, I absolutely get that. I can, well, I haven't been there, but I have had friends that have had
I've
that.
been there.
And Brandon's been there. So,
Shoot, I might be there again. Who knows?
but it just feels like there is a rise within your energy that's about to happen, and it's about to happen fairly soon here. I want to say in some ways. I don't know if this is a raise, maybe a promotion, a bonus, some sort of money coming through, maybe an idea. It just feels like there's something that will happen that will give you more stability, but here's the thing. I don't feel that stability is, again, I don't want this to sound negative because it's not. It feels like that stability isn't permanent because there's more stability coming. Like, you might feel where you're in a place of stability, and then there's more that appears. So it's almost like, oh, I just keep raising up and up and up. And I feel like telling you here from your guides is um what I'm hearing from them is stop thinking small with yourself. Don't think small with yourself. Start really changing that perspective as to bigger. I feel like the house uh is a very good opportunity for you as a base start. So if you have the opportunity to purchase this house or to, buy it off of him, I would actually say to take it to start. Because this could be a good starting point for you. It could be a good base for you. It could be a good position at this moment. But what I keep feeling is this might not even be permanent within that. You might decide that you're going to sell it. You might decide that you're going to, do something else. But I do feel it could be a very good base for you. But again, I keep feeling like your energy is going to go up, 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 up. And so, which isn't saying to you, don't feel settled in your house. Like, don't make it your home. Absolutely make it your home. Make it your, what it is that you want to do within it. But expect the unexpected, because it feels like more is coming towards you. So,
Yeah, the biggest energy I'm picking up here, Carrie, is that right now all of this moving around and this sort of lack of stability is creating like this wall or the ceiling on your own sort of connection with higher source, higher energy. Um, and it looks like it's causing a drain on you. It's causing a drain. It's causing you to like, it's like you're taking these steps and then you feel like you're kind of falling back down. But exactly what Kathy is saying, you are actually taking all the right steps. What Spirit keeps showing me is having that stable place where you don't really have to worry about anything. That's going to be the biggest step right now to take. I do feel a good energy with you being in the condo. I am being shown that it doesn't just affect you, it affects other people in a positive way. It facilitates a transformation kind of all around, all the people involved. And I keep feeling like I'm specifically asking Spirit about just having your own place. And they're showing me that this is really going to create a lot of place of initiation is what I'm showing. So it's like you can extend yourself out, come back, extend yourself out, come back, extend yourself out. And having this sort of centralized place, a central focus, this is going to be key, I think, to what Kathy was saying, is taking those steps that are coming. I keep feeling a sort of emotional dissociation as well in you right now. And I feel like that maybe that is because of couch surfing and kind of jumping around from place to place and feeling at the whim of the environment of those that you are around or staying with. And it's this emotional dissociation that's sort of creating a ceiling on your own sense of consciousness, because I keep feeling this need for expansion, but it's like it kind of gets taken down every single time you have to depend or feel other people's energy around you. So it does feel quite important for you to have that space so that you can take these steps in a way that doesn't create a drain on your own energy. So this definitely feels like the time I would definitely prepare, get yourself geared up and ready, financially or even physically with all of your stuff. But it feels right.
I'm going to mention two things actually too. It's interesting because I was reading your comment here. I just seen it a few minutes ago, and when Brandon was talking, it says, "My father wants to sell his condo and offered it to me. I have a job right around the corner from my condo," and then you corrected it with his. Right there,
My.
it feels like my condo. Like, you already claim on to that, and I feel like there is that energy of taking that chance and and purchasing it. I was really drawn to that, and I was like, well, she's already claimed it. I heard that in my head. She's already claimed it, like it's, and I'm just gonna quickly address your second thing here. You said, do you feel like you have a lover come in and her and I will find something else by July? Here's the honest truth, and this is exactly what I heard when I read that right away. Now's not the time to be moving in with somebody. You have to establish yourself first. So whether or not somebody comes along and you meet somebody, whatever it is, I do feel like this alone energy is going to be important. It's going to be important for you to establish not only that relationship, but perhaps just your own personal stability, um, energy, all of that. I feel like this is super important for you, Kay. And so if you do meet somebody, I'm going to be honest here. You might not like it, and I'm sorry. I just don't feel that it would be right to be jumping into a let's live together type of situation. And I do feel that having your own place, a place that you own or a place that is yours, is going to be more important in the long run, life
Yeah.
wise,
You can't keep
than it's
getting
going to
drained.
be to find somebody and move in with them, because
Yeah.
that's going to create a place of instability. You're going to be in that place of, we always think, oh, I'm going to meet somebody and move in and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I love my house. You know what I mean? Even if I was to meet somebody and move into their house, I still have my house. Like, this is it's
No one can
mine.
take it from you. Nobody can
Right.
come in and tell you what to do.
Right. And I feel like that could be super important, especially for you now, I mean,
Well, let's ask Namie and Miguel and that sensation and why it's so important. We're gonna get to them next, and I know she's already shared in the chat here. It really is it adds or takes away from your life more than you think. And now being in real estate, I see that 100% all the time.
mhm,
It's a huge thing. Um, it really, again, it either grounds us or it totally keeps us detached. And we create that. It's on us. When we have our own space, we get to create it. And there's something
mhm,
so important about being that sort of, a term that Kathy and I had just talked about, kind of being the center of your own circle or your own environment. When you are that center, the sun, so to speak, then you can allow things to revolve around you and make decisions accordingly that add and complement to what you already have. To answer your other question real quick, Kay, before we move on, I do feel that by next month, there is going to be a stronger sense of self that you're feeling. I do feel some important spiritual things happening during March. It looks like Pisces season is definitely going to get to some deep core things for you. But by April, this is where I'm feeling all sorts of beautiful abundance here. And that abundance by April is going to be something that you need to save and put away and keep protected and close. Keep that in mind. April, you need to put this abundance away, keep it protected and close.
I
That's
like what
very, very
Namie's saying here. She says, you really get to know the person more, things you didn't see before. It's not just you anymore. It's you and the other person. And that's 100%, like I said, I mean, even if I was to meet somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with, or whatever, somebody was to appear that I want to spend the rest of my life with, um, I'm going to take my time. I'm not just going to go jump into a moving relationship. I want to get to know them, or at the very least, you can spend days with them, you can spend weeks with them, but you want to make sure
travel.
before right. You want to make sure that this is going to be compatible for not only you, for them as well, right? And don't act out of a place of desperation, because so many people act out of a place of desperation, and that's exactly what gets them into more desperation. Right? And then you're just reacting out of desperation
No,
all the time. So
no U-hauling, Kay. No U-haul. That is definitely the running joke. I have many. I mean, my friend circle is just all lesbians because we just get each other for some reason, and it is real. That stuff is real. I swear. I swear. It's like, oh, I met you at the club last night with my friend Brandon, and then we're like going to the U-Haul store the next day. I'm like, oh my gosh. Although maybe it's a good thing in California if you're a lesbian in California, they don't have any U-Hauls down there at all. They're completely out because everybody's moving out of California.
that's funny.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Hang in there, Kay. Focus on your stability, your security. This is it. It's going to grow over the next few
You,
months, but this is the time to
you know
do it.
absolutely. You know what's funny is I've had friends in the past that you hear, it's like, oh, how are you doing or whatever. Oh, I'm living with this guy now, and I'm living with this guy now, or I'm living with this person, or I'm just like, holy shit, like, do you ever unpack, like, what the hell, dude? But they're relationships, they're not just like couch surfing or needing a place. Like, these are, oh, today I'm with this person and this month I'm with this, and it's like, oh my god, and
I could not imagine
I
the
I
chaos.
I can't.
Well,
Honestly, like, yeah.
I've couch surfed like Kay, for sure, but I haven't jumped relationships myself. I know my soul couldn't handle all that. But
Mhm.
to each their own. Some people can, and some people they enjoy it. They enjoy the variety. I mean, hell, there are over 7 billion people on this earth, and if you want to taste, all that they have to
You
offer,
know what?
then
I can see that point. I guess if you're coming from, whatever place it is, but at the same degree, I think there's that the problem is that when you're not coming from that place of stability, it's easy to say there's like,
right.
7 billion or 9 billion people on the earth. But at the same time, if you're hopping around to all 9 billion, you're not getting that opportunity to really find out what it is that you want, you desire, what it is that, you're basically just floating a boat and figuring out
Yeah,
where the
I
hell
mean,
you're landing, right? And
but
if
that
that's
could
cool
be
with you, that's cool. As long as you're not taking
exactly,
other people with you, as long as
exactly.
there's an understanding and there's a solid balance. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm a very stable person. If I get into a relationship, you're going to work it out. You're going to stay in it. You're going to, I'm not one of those people. But at
Ending
the,
something at the drop of a pin.
right, like,
Yeah.
relationships aren't going to be perfect. But if you know that it's not right for you, then you clear that off, right? You have to clear it off before you head into something else or create another whatever. But
But some people don't know that, and that's also why we're here.
exactly. And you got to do what's good for you, but at the same time, make sure that you're not taking others with you.
Yes,
um I mean, for Kay,
absolutely.
I feel that Kay can have a very stable energy with her. I just feel it's also the time to get to know you at this moment too. This is a good time
Mhm.
to know you. So let's move on to Namie. I believe that
Yes.
Namie just
Here to receive any messages from guides, just a general donated for me and Miguel.
okay. Give me just a second, Namie. Are you guys still cleaning up from moving in? I feel you're like I feel you busy like a little bee. Setting up, unpacking, something like that. I don't know, maybe going through boxes. I'm not exactly sure. This is what I'm being shown. I don't know if this is current energy or past energy. It feels like you're settling. Um I'm also getting here too that because I literally see you like kind of running around. Like, I don't know. Am I like you're really literally being presented to me like a bee, like bzz, 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 bzz. I'm not exactly it's almost like this energy of you're wanting things set up. It it's interesting because it feels like there's this energy here of you really wanting things to be settled for you. Like you have your place, you're set up, you're ready to go. Does this make sense to you, Namie? I'm also getting here moving she's moving furniture around right now. Okay. That's probably
It's probably like, fuck, Kathy, I can't type right now. I'm just listening. God.
yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Okay. I literally could see you like you were like buzz, 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 and push and buzz, buzz, but it was like funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Um, it really feels like this energy of you're wanting to, I don't know how to explain it. So have patience with me as I'm going through this. I think because of the energy, the chaotic energy that you had just left, you're really in this place of having it all ready, all prepared, all like everything has to be in its place, everything has to be perfect, it has to be my environment, because you've been, lack of your own personal environment for a while now. And what I keep getting here is your spirit is saying, you know what? I keep getting feedback here. Your spirit is really telling you, you don't need to do this. Um, you can, you know, chillax a bit. It feels like also too. Jesus, are you getting the feedback? Do you hear it? Okay,
Mm-mm.
it's just gonna drive me crazy. Um, I'm also getting here. Spend some time with the kids. I feel like this is a time too right now to really make it something to do with the family, like make it uh just to really work on. There's nothing wrong. Okay, I want to reassure you. There's nothing wrong with the kids. There's nothing wrong, because as parents, right away we panic or whatever. But it just feels to place the energy of home and earth into the land right now too. So playing with the kids, spending time with them, getting acquainted, even though you guys have been, around the land, for a while now, getting while you've been waiting for it and everything. Just right now, also make it yours with your energy is going to be really important, especially with the children. You and Miguel are good. But I think the children need to have some sort of a little bit of grounded energy around the house right now. It just feels like they're a little bit um there's nothing wrong with them. It just feels they're a little jiggy, if that makes any sense. Like they're just, a little bit, like they just need to get a little bit, yeah, like routine. Okay, good. Been playing board games after dinner. Okay, excellent. Because I really feel like that is going to really help. Also, I'm hearing for you your business. Um, I am getting, don't laugh at me because I know you're going to do this. Um, I'm getting this thump across my head for you in regards to your business. Stop doubting yourself. Again, I know that this has come up before. Stop doubting yourself. And as Sandra says, I need attention too. Too funny. But you have to stop doubting yourself. Okay. It feels as though you're still in this place of you know what it is. You know what it is that you're feeling, that you're getting. Stop doubting. And I feel like you're really getting into this place of stronger confidence though. So I do feel like this is extremely positive. It just feels as though there is a little bit of lack of energy towards the confidence still, and you have to honor it, but move forward. Okay. I'm hearing in my head, you're not a novice anymore. Okay. You're not a novice anymore. So start moving forward, or at least have the energy that you're not a novice anymore. Okay. I really feel like this is important for some reason. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but I think you understand what I'm telling you. So that's what I keep getting coming forward. And as Brandon's talking, I just have to run to the washroom. So I'm just going to take off for a sec. I'll be right back.
Hi, Amy. So I'm feeling a definite drain on your energy. I, I really wanted to sift through this because I was trying to figure out where exactly this was coming from. And the first thing the spirit is showing me is this feminine energy, and I'm questioning, is it the women that are around you, or what's happening here? So I'm digging deeper into it, and right away, what they're showing me is that the drain is coming from the internal instincts connection. They are showing me it's coming from third eye, and they are showing me the sort of distance between the abundance of your own gifts, your own insight. So maybe this is something you've struggled with before, and perhaps there has been some personal blame and feeling like, okay, there have been these people in my life who feel like they are just draining me. And sometimes I feel like I need to just pull away and bury myself from these friendships or these connections, these loyalties, etc. But really, I don't know if you have discovered this recently, or if you are kind of about to step into this, that any of these stresses, these tensions, and I am feeling specifically with female relationships, connections, whether they be friendships or family, um, parents, even, they all have to do with a direct reflection of what's going on here. It's literally the relationship between Namie and the channel, the spirit self, the soul. It's this direct relationship that I feel has had that distance. And the feminine or female relationships that surround you directly reflect what's going on there. So what Spirit is showing me right now is that there is sort of a need for discernment at this time, and there is a definite need to keep trusting the heart. That is a really, really important one. I am feeling a lot of quiet time is needed. I am feeling also a very strong sense of connection with the earth. Like I feel like, oh, like I literally just want to grab the earth and feel it in my fingertips when I'm connected with your energy. And I'm feeling, I don't know, I know we talked about like literally burying a tree, right? Like we literally talked about that. And I think you said you've done it or something along those lines. Um, but I keep feeling just really needing to connect with the earth, and it needs to be like a family type of thing as well. Something about that, I think once you feel that binds, that bond, it's like you can channel all of this energy into the earth, and she will transmute it and mitigate it and move it around to wherever it needs to go. You definitely have to trust in her. There's something extremely important about divine feminine and feminine energy and relationships in your life right now. That has to do with your own connections with what you're doing, your own gifts, your own insights. Um, it feels incredibly important because they feel very synonymous, and you're going to start seeing the direct reflection of these relationships in your
Mhm.
own personal self too. So this really does feel important um, to focus on right now, because I do feel the energy drain, um, and I feel like the energy needs to move in the appropriate ways. So literally sending it back to earth, that feels really, really important. So when I get into something, I worry I'm not good enough. Of course, I think honestly,
I think we all do that. I think that's fairly normal,
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
but when you've had that as a generational gap, it's interesting. So, um, I heard, while I was away, um, you've broken the generational gap. You and Sandra both. You've broken some sort of generational gap. And it feels like this has to do with the next generation, like your children, your children's children. You guys have broken, the two of you together have broken that, the lack that has been uh transforming, because of, the issues with your mom, and to some degree maybe even your mom's mom, okay, because there was a different generation, and they did raise their children differently. Um and even if they were loving and supportive, again, there was still that, there was a different way of portraying motherhood, okay? But you guys have broken that generational gap, and that's what I kept hearing. And this is going to It just means that your children, your children's children, you know, you guys have had the struggles, yes, and that's hard. But the two of you both are just going up from here, and through this process that you guys have been dealing with has just allowed this energy for your children to really surpass and expand and ascend. Okay, so I hope that that that's makes sense to you. I think my sister and I moving closer has helped do that and help bring us closer. Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, it's just going to go up from here. Is basically it, especially with the women in the family. Okay,
That's
especially
something
the women.
important about that.
Yeah, and again, you know, it just feels like, you know, it's hard because we may have grandparents that we dearly dearly love and that we dearly, I heard that, I don't know what that was. What was that, Brandon? It sounded like coming from your house. It sounded like someone moaning.
Oh, yeah, there's things happening in the background.
Your neighbors or whatever.
Mhm.
But it but at the same time, as much as we love our grandparents, they were raised in a different generation, and they were raised in a generation where, you know, they didn't have washing machines, they didn't have dishwashers, they didn't have the time to devote to their children. So as much as they were loving and caring and supportive, it still was, I'm not saying that, you know, appliances made our lives better, but it really did. It gave, you know, it gave, I'm not bearing it down to just appliances, but I'm saying that they didn't have that opportunity to really bond with their children, and there were gaps within our parents' generation. Okay, the way that they were raised, and that can be affected and thrown onto us. So I hope that that helps. I really do, because it's broken now. Okay, and I
Feels
think that
important.
I see that Levity and Jen have both donated. I think at this point though, I think we need to, after Jen, what we'll do is I think that's all we can take for tonight, because there's still quite a lot that are coming through, or that, you know, for tonight. So I think we'll stop the, like, not take any more donations after this, after
Okay, so
Jen.
we've got Love Tea and Jen. Hi, Jen. Hi,
We'll
sweetheart.
add, we're just going to close off the reading list for tonight, and you know, continue on with this. And
Love Tea,
Miguel,
if you could, love, send me your question.
please. And you're so welcome, Naomi. You're so very welcome. And Miguel is next.
Mr. Miguel. Taurus, of course, and I'm here for a general reading. And do my guides have anything to tell me?
Okay. Your and Naomi's energy is so intertwined at times, that I do feel that part of Naomi's reading did have, you know, to relate to you, just basically, you know, interesting. It almost feels as though you're feeling a little, what's the word here? Kind of in this place of, you know, when you have exactly what it is that you've been working towards, you have you're sort of in this place of the void or the gap or the lost. It's sort of like you're kind of, I just feel this energy, and I don't know, again, you know, you can correct me or, you know, confirm it, but it kind of feels like you're standing there and you're like, I'm not sure really what to do first. Like,
I
you
feel
know,
that too.
do I
Yep,
do
I do
this,
feel that.
or do I do this, or do I do this, or like, I am not, like, you're in a place of, you know, some part of relief, obviously, because now you're on the land, you know, but it's almost that energy of, I'm not sure of the next move. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. What is my next thing? I've got so many things in my head, so many things that I want to start or build or create or, whatever it is, but I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go next. And so again, if you can kind of just confirm if that's what you've been feeling, because it just feels like that's where you are, so much that you don't know where to. Yeah, that's exactly, like there's so much like you don't even know where to start from it. And so spirit is really telling you here, first of all, to again make the land yours, but it's a little bit different than Nami's. Nami's doing that through her energy and through the cleaning and the unboxing and maybe moving furniture or whatever. This is a really, really bad analogy, but it was the first thing that came to my mind. So don't laugh. Don't be offended. It almost feels like it's time to, how when you bring a new dog home, what's the first thing they do? They mark their territory. It almost feels like it's time for you to mark your territory. This is not against, the family or, or anything like that, but it just feels like, I don't mean go pissing around everything, okay? But what it means,
Kathy, this psychic lady on the internet told me to pee all over the corners of the house.
Yeah, she told me to go pee in the closet. No, it's not what I'm saying. But it does feel like it's time for you to get to know, like, the land, really just embrace it, make it yours in some way. And whether it's that you're, he said if you he would if you said yeah, please don't pee in the closet, Miguel. That's not a good thing. Don't even pee on the trees if you can help. Just but it does feel like somehow, whether this is just minor things, like let's say you're wanting to eventually build a fence, go mark out the fence posts, okay? Like, you know what I mean? Just do something that is minor. You don't need to go build the whole fence, but go mark it out, go walk around, take the land into yourself. For some reason, and I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, you feel like you belong there. And I don't know. This is the weirdest energy. Not weird in a bad way, but it's weird in a good way. I don't know if was this land, like, I know you guys just purchased it and stuff, but it did belong to somebody. Like, was this in the family or ancestral or something? It probably wasn't, but I just keep feeling like, again, like you belong there for sure. Like, and your family belongs there, meaning Nami, the kids, all of that, Sandra, her husband. Like, this is like the whole family. Not that everybody needs to move in with you, but what I'm saying is, like, this for some reason was I almost want to say like predestined, that you were supposed to be there in some way. Maybe it's just a matter of, blessing some crystals and putting them around, making it really yours. Like it feels like you belong there. And I wake up feeling like I belong here every morning. I literally feel that so deep. And
Share that love. Share that with everybody.
Yeah. And it just feels, and that's what I mean by like making it your territory. Mark this territory, make it yours. And you don't need to go running into projects right away. You don't need to, Sandra's like, I'm moving in. You don't need to, start 10 different projects or whatever, but it just feels like, you're going to be there for the rest of your life, and you're going to, this is, yeah, again, generational. It just feels like, take your time, really assess the land, really get to know it, know the leaves, know the trees, know the grass, know the, you know what I mean? Because this land belongs to you, and it really feels predestined is what I get. Like you were supposed to be there. And now that you're there, the earth is going to celebrate that in some manner. Okay. And it just feels like, you're made for it. You were made for this. So there's no rush on this, even though you're in this place of what's the first thing I do, or what do I create, or what do I do? Take your time. I feel like the land might even talk to you in some way and tell you what it needs or what it is that you need, because you're really connecting with it. So, if you wake up one day and you feel like I said, you maybe you feel like you need to build the fence. It's almost like it's coming from the land. Okay, this is what you need to do today. Maybe you need to do this. Maybe you need to do that. Mow the grass. Do this. Whatever. Plant a tree. But it feels like the land will help you and guide you through this. Okay, I hope that helps.
It's interesting, Miguel, when I'm connected with your energy. I feel this sense of accomplishment. I feel this sense of, climbing the top of a mountain. But as I look at you and the vision that I'm shown is like, okay, yeah, here's that mountain. And now I feel this full array. Like there's so much open. And that's that sense that I was talking about and agreeing with Kathy of like, okay, now what? Like, oh my gosh, what do I even do right now? What do I even focus on now? And what Spirit keeps showing me is that there's a very clear long-term perception and focus. You're able to see much more long-term right now. You have a wider scope, and that can definitely cause a little bit of uh maybe a little panic, fear, or nervousness of like, oh, okay, well, what is the best thing for you? What do I do now? And I am also feeling the sense of sort of you being in this space of not fully sure, wanting to take all the right steps. Obviously there's plenty to keep you focused and distracted right now, but there's a part of this, the brain, I can feel it, and it comes motivated from the soul of looking far out into the future. Those of you that watch or read tarot, maybe Nami will know this energy as well. I'm not sure how versed you are in tarot, Miguel, but it's I think it's the Three of Wands, the Two or the Three of Wands, where he's standing up on the wall and
Three.
he's like looking over the land. Is that the Three?
Yeah. Three
The
of
Three.
Wands.
Okay.
It's like knowing your
Um,
ship's coming in. It's like you're waiting. You know it's
It's
there. You're
very much that energy, very, very much that energy of like really getting a scope and lay of the land. What Spirit keeps showing me right now is that there is this sort of new opening. I keep being shown this energy literally streaming from the sky and into the head, like right into your head. So that is showing me that there's some kind of download or channel that is working its way towards you. And all that you need to do right now is just be open, but you do need to be very discerning with your emotions, and your emotional growth is what they keep showing me. You don't want to absorb too much because you are the rock of this family, this space, this zone, this area, this land. You are that solid feature, that solid person. And I know we've talked about this before in the past, that sometimes you need to let out and express those emotions, but you're that Taurus, you're the bull, you're steady, you're reliable. And the growth of the other people around you may not necessarily be something that you have to go through as well. So, those of you that are close and personal with Miguel, just know that as well for your own selves, that you might all be experiencing something as these beautiful feminine women, etc. Miguel doesn't necessarily have to know or go through all of that. So make sure you don't throw it or put it on him as if he needs to. Because he's got a whole different scope. He's got a much more wide, broad, and long vision here. So honestly, just stay focused on that, Miguel. That feels like the best thing. You are going to be getting some channels, I think, and some downloads. So kind of keep open the crown and third eye at the appropriate times. You'll know it's an instinctual thing. Don't walk around open with it all the time. But take some time to tune into those realms, and you're going to start seeing how your scope and your perspective has shifted to encompass a lot more than you maybe originally had in the years prior, and how this information that's channeled into you kind of leads you into the next things. Okay, Spirit is saying don't say all of it. I can't. They're saying not to give it all away. But basically what it is incorporating now different things that come to the land and the home, but also how you're extending outward. That does have to do with business and work. It doesn't even feel like work, I'll be honest with you. It feels like this beautiful reciprocal exchange of energy and vibration. So there's something really, really nice about it. But the point is you do have a long-term scope, and it is important to stay open right now. Good, you have been seeing that. Awesome. Can't tell him about our cycles. Y'all are probably synced up, aren't you? Poor Miguel.
Yeah, no kidding. He's like, I'm just gonna go spend time in the garage for this week.
Yeah.
Too funny.
I'm so happy for you guys. Congratulations. This is so exciting. I was just sitting here basking in the energy of exactly what you said, and I love that feeling. I wake up every day knowing this is right where I belong. Oh my God, that conviction, that energy is so incredible. I thank you guys so much for sharing that with all of us here. It's definitely something that hits my soul hard. So just thank you and congratulations. This is so exciting and been a long time coming. We know that. We've been waiting.
Absolutely. Hey, Cliff, good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's good to see you. And you're so welcome, Miguel. We hope it's helped and given you a little bit of clarity. And, don't pee on trees, please. Oh, you can pee on trees. Don't pee on the
Don't
floor.
pee on the crystals over there either.
Just you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So Andrea is next. What was Andrea's question?
I just have to say, it just feels so like spiritual and high psychic energy over there at the house. Like I'm just pulling on all of this energy. Oh my gosh. It's like a whole other realm. Okay, sorry. Hello, Andrea. Speaking of psychic realm, let's go to Andrea, Miss Pisces here. Just wanted to know what Spirit has to tell me about love life.
Okay. Okay, Miss Andrea. Has it been pretty stagnant right now? A little bit? Kind of like in a place of, I wish something would happen, but like it just feels a little bit stagnant at this moment. Can you just confirm that? Because it kind of feels like stagnancy is not a bad thing. I'm just saying. It just feels kind of like is something ever going to happen? Am I ever going to have someone or meet someone or all of this, things going on in your head. And, here's the thing. This isn't a forever stage. Okay. I want to confirm this to you. It's not a forever stage. It's not a permanent stagnancy. Yeah, I get that. She says feels like COVID's in the way forever. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, it won't be. And, we still have to be in this place of, allowing ourselves to some degree live your life, even if it has to do with, Zoom meetings or, however it is that, you can communicate with people. But, I feel like things are going to change here fairly soon. I keep feeling, I don't know why. The first thing I actually heard was around February. It might not be until about the end of February. Yeah. Like when February 1st comes, don't be, standing at the door waiting kind of thing. I feel like throughout the month of February, it could even be again closer to the end of February because it was kind of like February into March, something might even happen in the end of February going into March, but like
it's so funny because I literally keep seeing the 23rd.
Okay, yeah. Like
that's why I'm like, yep, February.
Yeah, because it feels like there's a change. what is Andrea's birth sign again? I'm sorry.
Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. Um,
Oh, wow. Even astrologically, she's going to be in all sorts of things going on there.
yeah, it just feels like there's a boost. And lessons are over. Self involvement, improvement is has been accomplished. It's been, reached it's reached its pinnacle. I mean, it doesn't mean that we're always not evolving or learning or anything like that, but it did feel like there was something that needed to come through. It feels like whatever it was is cycling out now, okay? Or it feels like you've really gone through a lot of energy shifts, and even to some degree, I keep hearing getting used to being alone, like being happy with yourself is what it feels like, being happy with yourself in some way. Even if you haven't been in a relationship for a while, it's almost like when you're in that place of just being happy with who you are, what you are, getting to really know yourself, all of that energy, that's where these massive shifts and changes come through. But it feels as though you've gone through this. It's like you've done this work, you've done these shifting. um and because of that, you're going to be in this place, or you are in this place if you're not there already, of just kind of relaxing. It's like you're not really, you don't need to be in a place of looking, because it's going to come and find you now. And so I do feel like around the end of February, going into maybe perhaps the beginning of March, it just feels like either you're going to meet somebody, or somebody, is coming out of the woodwork that you've been sort of waiting for. It just feels like a new beginning within something. Okay. And I'm getting here too. Gonna finally be on your terms, not somebody else's terms. Does that make any sense to you? It's gonna be on Andrea's terms now. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna be, all, hey, I'm in control. It just means you're not settling, you're not putting yourself out for energy that is not resonating with you anymore. You're not, what is that expression? You're not chasing, you're attracting. Like you're just in this place of, hey, here I am. And if you're worthy of me, I feel like I felt like this for you before. And it just keeps feeling like this is becoming stronger within you. So
If you want, I want to jump in here, Kathy,
can
if
you?
you
Yeah, yeah.
don't. Andrea, first of all, I gotta say, your energy feels great.
It
I
does,
am
doesn't it?
feeling
Like, doesn't she feel so good? Like,
there's something that is happening, and the way that spirit is showing me your energy, it's in this vision, and this is if there are these like bouquet of flowers coming out of the chest, and you can see the beauty, the aroma of it. This is immediately showing me that you've been really aligned at heart center, heart chakra, at soul. There's like this new opening, and spirit is showing me that you are stepping into a whole new realm, a whole new perspective, where even the outside world is starting to see you differently. And you have to start, it's almost like, okay, there's this beautiful transformation which needs to be acknowledged in and of itself. But it does seem as if this could be the frustrating part to maybe ego, is that you have to start over again. You have to start back at step one. But here's the thing, it's not really step one, but it kind of is, in the sense that it's a reintroduction. It's getting back out there again. I am asking spirit what is coming as far as your love life. And they're showing me that there is quite a solid person who's going to be entering your life. And they're showing me that there is some kind of connection here that is stable, but they're showing me that it is directly reliant on the stable communication that you have. Stability being the very, very clear key word here, that for you to have a stable connection is huge and important, but their regular communication with you is what really locks the two of you in. It feels huge. It feels monumental. I am also being shown February as well. I feel like it could be right at that moment from Aquarius to Pisces transition. Um, right during that time, I feel like you really need to pay attention, or be out, be observant. You said, COVID's been in the way forever. So I'm not sure what town, city, state that you're in and how bad the restrictions are, but I know that there are places where life is happening. I definitely happen to live in one of them.
It's
So
not Canada.
it's certainly not Canada, because we got 1 million people on their way who are saying otherwise.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's like literally knocking on your door. But like Kathy said, don't go standing there waiting at your door in the exact date. But it's that energy of like literally, it's right here. It's right around the corner. And you are going to be kind of doing a reintroducing phase. So take that for what it is. Enjoy the moment. Think of it as like your re-emergence moment. I'm trying to think of like a celebrity that did that disappeared for a while, and then all of a sudden they came back as like this new person. Oh my gosh, New York, no lockdown. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because you gotta have your papers and all that crazy stuff in New York. Yeah, there's something else going on there. But anyways, it literally feels like this is your re-emergence moment, and honestly honor that and use it to your advantage. Honestly, this is something I would use to my advantage. If I can feel this, like I would go silent on social media. I'm saying what I would do and what I have done in the past when I feel my re-emergence, because I had Pluto going right over my ascendant here. I was literally a butterfly in a cocoon, or caterpillar. Yeah, turning into a butterfly. I went dark, social media, didn't talk to anybody, nobody saw me. And when I came out, I had, new teeth, and I had new hair and more gray hairs, but whatever, I was distinguished, right? And there was all sorts of different stuff that I kind of opened and emerged from this new space. Use that to your advantage, honestly. Do some, really good self-care, stay in that zone. And then I think honestly, you're going to find that person coming faster than you had thought. Really feels right around the corner.
It really does. I hope that's helped, Andrea, because it just feels like for the next little while, stay chill. It's all going to happen. It's going to be not on your timeline, perhaps, but on Spirit's timeline. But it feels like that timeline is coming in very quickly. So that is definitely the weird part for me. I know I have evolved, but it's hard going in front of the ones who saw the transformation. I just recently got back on.
Oh, you did? Okay, so it just happened. Okay, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this will be fun to show everybody the transformation.
Absolutely. And I don't feel like you need to parade it. It just feels like
just for you.
It's just, this is for you. It's going to, it's going to naturally show. And it's going to be amazing. And the funny thing is that the people that can't handle our transformations, they usually don't stick around all that long anyway, on their own accord, not because of the fact that you have pushed them out or anything like that. It's literally just a matter of they will fall away because they haven't evolved with you. So it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kalal, what was Kalal's question?
All right, Kalal, Capricorn, of course, love reading, asking about Michelle, Aquarius.
Oh boy.
Ooh, she is.
Go ahead.
She's just got quite a distinguished energy. Like, oh
she's
my
Aquarius.
goodness.
Of course she does.
But like, you can't tie her down either. She's got her own freedom. Oh, there is something real fun about her energy. There's I don't know. There's something very I can see the connection right away. There's something very similar in that energy, that sense of honor, the distinguished
Mm-hmm.
personality. Oh yeah. You feel it right away. Like she is her own person. Wow.
She most certainly is her own person. I'm just gonna jump in really quick here. She most certainly is her own person. There is definitely a loyalty with her as well. Definitely a loyalty in general with her. Um, it with loyalty to herself. Okay, loyalty to herself, loyalty to those that she cares about, loyalty to those she loves. This is a lady who does not want to be in a place of, there's a difference between being in a relationship and being tied down. She doesn't want to be tied down, but she is okay with the relationship. She would be okay with being in a relationship as long as she's not tied down. And that means, like, I feel like she's also very intuitive. Um where she may know if people are watching her or something along that line. She may not. It's almost as though she can feel that energy, and it may push her back a little bit if she feels that she's being invaded. It's like, this is the island of Michelle. And if you invade it, it could, cause an issue, is what I get. Um, so with your, when was the last time you guys spoke, Kalal, or spent time together? If you can just, um, I kind of put that out there for me, because I really do feel you have a strong energy too, right? You have a very, 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 very strong energy. You are a I know what I want type of person, and I want to get it kind of thing. Not in a negative way. It's just a very strong energy. Um, I feel like what needs to kind of happen a little bit,
Hmm. I knew it. I knew
yeah, is
it.
to take a step back a little bit from her energy. From it feels like this woman has a goal, or this woman has something that she's trying to either accomplish on a personal level. This could be a business level. It could be, it just feels like she has a mission. I want to say she has a mission. um and it just feels to take a little bit of a step back energetically, in order to allow some breathing room. Even if you guys haven't spoken in a while, it just feels like, just um, kind of just take a couple of steps back, simply because of the fact that, here's the thing. As an Aquarius, I I feel energy too, you know what I mean? And if I feel like I'm smothered, it can wear on me, but at the same time, you want to know that somebody's still there for you, or whatever it is. But I do feel with her, it feels like she has a mission. There's something going on. She wants to, but she will come forward, is what I feel like. Or the next time that you guys speak, it will be in a more open manner. It just feels like you're very intense, but she's also very intense. But she's very intense on her own energy, whereas you're kind of more intense on the surrounding energy, including yourself and her. And I just feel like she kind of needs this separation a little bit, in order to just recalibrate herself, is the best way to say it. Just feels like she needs a recalibration, or she needs to complete a goal, or she needs to, do something that is going to help her become more stable within herself. I really feel this energy within her, that there's this, she is confident, but she's also kind of unconfident towards something. And it feels like this is the time that she's trying to prove something to herself in something. Um, and it's going to be important for her to prove it to herself, for herself. It's not that she doesn't appreciate, if somebody was to say, hey, great job, or whatever. but it just feels like she needs pure honesty at this point. And I get that as an Aquarius as well. When somebody's just being nice to you, you know what I mean? Like, you want that general energy, you want that true honesty of that energy coming in. And I feel like that's where she is. And I feel like she's really focusing in on herself right now. I do get, however, that this could change over, and not in that long of a time period. It does feel like it could change over, where the energy starts to open and it starts mending and blending, I want to say, with your energy. This could be another month or so, maybe in a couple more weeks, another month, but she really has something that she's determined to figure out. And it feels like as soon as she does, there's this spark of this confidence that's coming through to her. And this is where she will want to share this with you, or bring you into her circle or her cycle. Like, she wants to embrace that energy, because then it's coming in as a true and honest energy. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying here. It's just that when she wants to share it, she'll want your like congratulations and all of this. Right now she's in a place that if you were to say, and I'm just using this as an example, if you were to say, hey, great job on that, she'd be like, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I don't want to hear this, because I'm not done yet. I've got to focus in on this. And it feels very determined. I don't know what it is, but it feels very, very determined that she's got to figure it out. And when she's ready to receive the accolades or that definition of herself, that's when she will absolutely pull you on. And it's not just that you're going to be there to celebrate with her. She'll want to share that in a more open heart energy sort of way, where now she's ready to include you, into her life. And I do feel that could be coming up fairly shortly. Yeah, you see, I compliment her I shower her with compliments a lot. And that's the thing, is I feel like she's, as much as she appreciates the compliments, it almost like she's not it for her, because she's not feeling confident in what she's doing. It's a very tricky energy, because it's like, she wants to hear that she's doing a good job, but also she wants real honesty and deep honesty. But if you were to come to her and go, yeah, but that looks like shit, that could turn into a whole mess of itself. And I feel like this is where she's, just in this place. Like, I've got to be happy with what it is that I've done for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the compliments will actually land, is when that happens. So, Khalil,
no, it doesn't feel like honest. It doesn't mean that you're being dishonest. It's just that when people are not in the place to receive, like when they're in a place of self deprivation, I guess, or self, criticism, it doesn't feel like they have to work through some of that energy on their own. And if they might be looking at something and going, I really hate the way this looks and I have to change it and I've got to work on it. And they got the vision, but somebody else is going, yeah, but that looks great, or da da da. They're kind of like, no, I have to do this, So that's kind of how, it doesn't mean you're being dishonest. It's just she needs to have she needs to be happy with it for herself. So, yeah. Okay.
Khalil, the first thing that I feel when I look at the energy between you and Michelle, she really got you. Like, she took down your walls. She maybe even put you in an existential crisis. Like, you're getting core truths about yourself. You're really getting into yourself. That was a huge mark. And I feel that there's been a bit of an energy of like either trying to keep up or like make sure, everything stays of interest, or that she still has interest or whatever. When I'm looking at her thoughts, her feelings towards you, I'm feeling this really nice sense of like openness, like masks and things are stripped away, and there really is a direct connection that can be felt without ego, without mask, without projection. Now, in the same sense, there is this sort of natural immaturity in the energy between the two of you. And the way that I mean that, it's not in a negative way. I mean that as a sense of there's a pureness of spirit, like this innocence of a child. And I'm picking up a lot of child energy here, lots and lots of energy of children. But we won't talk about that right now. What's important is what it's bringing out in the both of you. I am feeling Michelle kind of being put into this state of ambiguousness, though, in reaction to how she feels about you, because it's like Kathy was saying, and I didn't fully catch everything that you were saying, but I think you had mentioned this. You know, she's got to make sure she's doing things right for her. And so in order for her to see and process and feel all the things that she does about you, she's going to have her feet where she wants them. So I do feel in a sense that she's like waiting for something outside of herself to fully understand and accept the feelings and connection with you. So when I asked Spirit was to come between the two of you, they are showing me that you are going to see quite pleasant social energy. And then they show me that all of that disappears. So I don't know if you're in the phase of all of that disappearing right now. And then they show me the resurface again, and they're showing me this, open heart chakra, immediate flood of emotions. I'm feeling passion and intensity, which can also border on friction, disagreements, fighting, and quarrels as well. But the one thing I'm looking at, Khalil, that I want you to take away is I'm looking at her intentions with you. And what I'm shown here is that what she wants, what she desires in her intention is to open up and to create and explore with you. But more specifically, what I feel her wanting right now is a new way of communicating, either different beats, different words, different styles. She needs to see something change in the way that you communicate and something open up in your communication together. That's what I feel she is really, really waiting for. And I think Kathy was hitting the nail on the head there, because it's like, it's almost a bit like a catch-22, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, you want to be supportive, but also things aren't going to land as well if she's not feeling or seeing what you're talking about in herself first and foremost. So it's like this little bit of a gray area that you kind of got to dance in a little bit. So right now, honestly, what's going to be important is realizing all of these deeper core truths that just connecting with her has made you feel, and all the things that you've had to go in and dig in. And I really feel these all sorts of different walls coming down in light of her and you getting to some deep spiritual truths. It's those that I feel are going to carry over into that open heart, sharing of the emotions, feeling that intensity. So I think focus on that, and focus on that sort of new opening of the communication between the two of you. And I feel there is going to be a resurgence in your, I feel her coming back. I feel the two of you making a connection, because it looks like, you know, when I'm asking them about the nature of your relationship in the future, that's when they show me this open heart, sharing of emotions, and all that intensity. So really interesting connection here. Very, very interesting. Make sure you don't revert back. You know how I was talking about the stripping away and that childlike energy and innocence. Make sure there's no reversion back to childhood patterns on your part, Khalil. Make sure that doesn't happen, and keep the freedom and innocence and bliss of a child with knowledge and awareness of the world that you have acquired, and let them meet in the middle right now.
I really like the energy of you and Michelle together, to be honest. Like it's a very nice energy. Sorry, I wasn't really listening to you, Brendan. I was typing.
I know that's kind of how I was before.
I don't know if you've already said this or what. But you know, it just feels like you can be a little bit more intense than she can. She's intense with herself, but you're more intense again externally. She's more internal, you're external. So you know, I feel like I keep hearing have confidence within yourself. You don't need to push externally, because the internal strength of who you are is strong enough. I'm not sure if that makes any sense to you. But that's what I keep hearing. So it just feels like I like the combination of your guys' energy. It feels really, really positive. And it just
It
needs
feels
to have some more
profound.
strength behind it. Yeah. And what's that?
It feels profound. It feels like an intensity.
Right. Because and they've both got such strong energy
Yeah.
that, you know,
Like power couple vibes.
that's exactly, I was literally thinking that in my head. I was like, okay, you know, you know, but I think that there is going to be probably power struggles with the power couple, but that doesn't mean always a bad thing.
Always.
But I do
Mhm.
feel that she does need to just figure some things out on her own. I feel like she needs to be in a place of having that confidence within herself. It's kind of like that saying, we're strong individually, but together, you know, we are
A
what
force of
a
nature.
force. Right. And so that's what she's trying to work on right now. She needs that strength individually. She wants to confirm for herself that she has that strength individually. So, yeah. We're gonna do Will, and then we're just gonna take a quick break. There's been a lot of readings tonight, and I know we probably both have to run to the bathroom. and then it's only going to be a 3-minute energy, and then we'll come back with for Jay. Did we get Jay's question?
I do have Jay's question.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, so
I got
well,
Jay, Jenny, Will, Renata, Jen, Sarah. Wow, we have a lot still.
yeah.
And then I'm
So
waiting for Love Tea as well. Waiting for her
her
question.
question. Okay. All right. So what was
Will.
Will's question? And hello, Will. It's so
I don't
good
know
to
if Will is listening or if
he,
he's
he might
working.
be coming back. He'll probably come back later or something like that. If he's not.
So, oh, just in case, he might hear it now. So if he pops in, he pops in. But he knows to always look for it later if he's
Yeah.
working. So Will, Taurus, general reading now till February. Just looking around love, life, career, finance, spiritual.
Okay.
Welcome, Kalau. Thank you for being here with us.
You're so welcome. It's always a pleasure to read for you. Will. You feel like you're really focused on that one thing, which I do feel is the wrestling. Feels like it's really taking up a lot of your current energy right now, which is, great. It's perfect. But it feels as though you're when you're in that energy of I'm doing this, but you're thinking perhaps of 1,000 other different things at the same time. It kind of feels like that energy. It's like you're here, but your mind is all around here. And it's interesting that you brought up spiritually as well, because how do I okay, I know it's wrestling and it's not the same thing, but it does feel like do you remember I don't know if you ever saw the old movie Karate Kid, not Cobra Kai, I'm talking the old movie Karate Kid,
Original.
the original, where what's his face walks in on Mr. Miyagi, and Miyagi's in his hut, and he comes in and Miyagi's like meditating, or he's working on the bonsai plants, because that helps him to focus. It gives him something that you're giving beauty to, but also at the same sense you're developing a sense of peace. And it just feels kind of like that energy, and it just feels like you're in this place of a little bit of Daniel and a little bit of Mr. Miyagi. And it's like Daniel discovering Mr. Miyagi and that energy of Mr. Miyagi. And it feels as though right now is the time to maybe find that bonsai tree and not literally, unless you really want to do a bonsai tree, but find that thing. Now, whether this is just going within yourself and going into the peace, it's like I can literally see you sort of meditating, like in front of an altar. I being shown like your hands, in the meditation. Now, whether or not this is an actual thing or not, it just feels as like you need to take a step, and work on this inner part of you, the soul part, not because you're lacking in the soul. It's that your focus has been so directed toward the wrestling and the other external things, the wandering that your mind can do, and it just feels like there needs to be some inner silence. No, not an actual. I'm not sure what you mean. What does he mean by that? It just maybe you're not doing that actually. Okay. But it just feels like you need to find that inner peace within yourself is what I really keep getting. And
This is so funny. I had that vision of him literally sitting at a tree in prayer pose, his back against the tree. Like that's literally, I was asking Spirit, what does he
I
need
can
to focus
almost see
on?
like the
And that's what I was
headband.
showing.
You know what I mean? Like it's almost like I can almost see this.
Yeah,
Like it
that is
just
so incredible. Wow.
it just feels like this is what Spirit is asking of you, at this time, or maybe this is, something that you have been doing, but it just feels like this is that moment to really do so. And we talked about this in the last one. It just feels like you're upgrading. Something is happening that's creating an upgrade. But here's the thing, Will, is overthinking is not the same as meditating. Okay. Overthinking is overthinking. It's not relaxing
Being.
the mind. It's not being, right? It's
Hmm.
not allowing, and the being and the just being in the moment. Even if it's so much as and I've suggested this book, I think it was to Asandra even, is The Power of Now. It's a very, very good book, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And
Oh.
it will really help, because overthinking is not being. It's not. You need to quiet the mind as opposed to overthink the mind, and when we quiet the mind, this is where the new insights, the upgrades, the strength comes through. And a lot of people sometimes, it's removing the control, really,
Yeah.
is what it is, and allowing the problem or the issue to in some way resolve itself, because we're in that place of peace and the present of the moment. I love the way Eckhart Tolle explains it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you were, and I've mentioned this before, if you were to watch one of his YouTube videos, like I'm like fast asleep. I can't do it because he talks too slow for me. I can't handle slow talkers. It's like, oh my God, speak. But if you read the book, it helps a lot. But for me anyway, choose a method that works for you on anything. But when you're in that place of you're not worried about the past, you're not worried about the present, you're just staying right here, right now. It will I love the way he explains it. You don't know how the flower grows, but the flower is growing. You don't need to sit there and watch the flower. You know that the flower, if you plant the seed, that seed is just growing. And that makes such a difference. And I do feel that this has to do with a lot of things going on, around you or within your life at this moment, because it feels like there's a lot of reaction as opposed to allowing. It's like a more reaction. If something happens, I react instead of kind of just being in that place of knowing that something will get solved or something. This does not mean wrestling, because obviously, if somebody's coming at you, you gotta react. That's a whole different thing. But in life in general. And I feel like, because again, there's a lot of upgrades that are about to happen for you. And I don't remember exactly when we predicted those upgrades last time, but I do feel like they're happening, and they're happening fairly, like they're coming in fairly quickly.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It feels like that's about to change over. When I'm connected with your energy wheel, I am being shown that there is that harmonious sense of self where everything is in alignment, and that part's kind of been like cut out or let go of. And what spirit is showing me is that it is creating a breakdown in personal stability. And so that's when I was asking, what does Will need to focus on at this time? And that's when they literally show me focusing on the self, focusing on personal value, and being able to root that within the self. So yes, 100% mindfulness work. Remember, the brain and the mind chatter. It's so easy to identify that with who we are. But the mind is just a tool. It's the brain, it's a computer, it just runs thoughts and processes. That's not who we are. Who we are is closer related to the heart, that soul, that essence of who we are. The brain doesn't come with us when we die, right? The brain doesn't come with us. That even the ancient Egyptians said, F that shit. We're going to scoop the brains out and throw that in the garbage or let the dogs eat it. They took the heart out and they put that on the scale. They were very, very strict about the sacredness of that heart. And that's why we always see, pictures with the heart being on a scale next to the feather and all that. So we all kind of know that, I should say, we've all known that in ancient history even. And it's something we forget today because it's so easy to think that the mind is just who we are and that's our identification. No. So the important thing is to recenter the self. The one thing I also keep being shown is that you need to distance yourself from relationships that are ambiguous. People or relationships that are not giving you a sense of definition, either leading you on, keeping things up in the air, unsure, or if you're doing that to other people, these need to be distanced from right now. Because the whole point of what you need to be focusing on is really rooting the self, having that core of the self feel solid in this foundation. And being able to rely and rest on that. I'm really loving this tree idea and tree analogy for you. I would love to even see you taking care of a bonsai or maybe planting something very soon. The direct relationship that I feel you having with that seedling and the roots feels very psychic, and that you can see one another in a way that takes you out of the mind and the body and allows you to see the tree there. So I would definitely consider that. But it's really important, I feel, to distance yourself from the people that are not giving you truths or solidity or anything that's like really, really solid. As far as you and Jamie, I feel like there are some really important core principles that are either being talked about now or will be coming up. And that might make a little bit of awkward conversation. But it's supposed to be getting within the depth of the self. And I feel this is another reason why you need to be solid in your core, because this conversation with Jamie, it is going to be a bit challenging. It's going to be intense and deep. And in order for the paths to keep converging, there does have to be a certain sense of humility, but stability in the self as well. Because Jamie isn't going to connect unless she feels like there's solidness here. So it feels like all of these different aspects of your life are all counting on you being centered in the self, not self-centered, not egotistical, not an asshole, but centered within the self. Because when you are, that's when you're connected with everything else outside of yourself.
Yes, absolutely. It does feel like there needs to be a little bit more of a solid energy with Jamie. It's interesting because I still feel you guys could really get along. There's still like I don't know, something within that energy there between the two of you. I like the connection, but I do feel like right now, especially here until like, I want to say about the middle of February, so important to really connect with you, your higher self, all of that, just at least for the next couple of weeks. This is going to be your will time. I
Mm,
guess
will
is the best way to say it. The will time. Yeah. It's I literally have seen that that Mr. Miyagi kind of kind of energy.
Maybe watch that. Maybe watch that movie if we keep hearing it and seeing it.
Yeah. Maybe there I think he did say that he has seen it or he has watched it. And they do get along, like walking and talking and hanging out with each other. Yeah, it feels like it's there. It's just not quite ready to go into something yet, because there needs to be a little bit of um ascension within the energy. You got a really active like environment there, hey?
I can't wait to move out of here. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's like I
I'll
hear
be
people
right back.
talking, I hear banging. I'm like, geez, your house is haunted
I'll
there,
be
friend.
right back.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we are just going to take a quick break. We will be back in about 3 minutes, exactly 3 minutes. Will, I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some sense of, because I really still feel a very good energy between you and Jamie. It just needs to be a little bit more, there just needs to be a little bit more of a solid foundation there. And that is going to come within you, and you are going to achieve that, is what I feel. So I hope that's helped. Okay, guys, we will be right back. Stay tuned. Hello. Thank you guys for being patient. I needed that. I needed to stand up and just shake it out a little bit.
Yeah, move and groove a little bit. All right.
Who is next? Jay is next.
Jay. All right. So Jason, Leo, I recently applied and looking to get rehired at my former employer that I worked for back in 2014. Will I be successful and get rehired?
Oh boy. Okay. Hey Jay. Thank you for holding on. We appreciate it. My first instinct is to say yes. It feels as though it feels like there was a good energy. When you left, like it doesn't feel like you left on bad terms or anything like that. You know what the weird thing is though, Jay? For some reason, I keep feeling like I don't know, it's almost like you're advanced for them. I'm not exactly sure if that makes any sense. It almost feels like you, in yourself, maybe your accomplishments or what you've done or something along that line. It feels like you're kind of advanced, for them. That doesn't mean that you're not a bad fit for them or they're not a bad fit for you. It just feels though like somehow you've been more accomplished with this energy. This could be on just even a personal level. I feel like there might be somebody there. And I'm not sure. You may have to confirm this for me in the comments. But it feels like there's somebody there that kind of wants you back, or has somebody suggested you come back, or it just feels like somebody wants you to return or is excited about, like they may have seen the application, and for whatever reason, or I mean, it could be just maybe they're looking at your old history, even if they're new, but it just feels like somebody wants you to return is what I get. Maybe an old boss or old employee, somebody like that. It just feels like there's an energy around that. My first thought on this was there's a very good chance the recruiter who reached out was a peer. Okay. So somebody reached out to you. Okay. That's interesting because it just feels like they want you to come back. But again, I do feel somehow you had a little bit of advancement with them. Like, again, this could be within, your own personal accomplishments or who you've grown into or whatever. It just feels like somehow you... Would it be the same job or is it a different position within the company? Because I'm getting a little bit of perhaps being bored with doing the same position, which is maybe why I'm feeling that advancement. Like, it feels like you've advanced beyond what you were before when you were there. It feels like you're higher again. So I don't know if it's going to be for the same position or whatever, but it feels like you should be in a higher position because of the personal... Same job, different city. Okay, interesting. Honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. I feel like you might be bored with the job or, something like that. Could you get the job? Yes. Will you maybe be possibly wanting more? You might want more. That might not happen right away. Maybe that's coming later. But this is what I get at the moment. I don't know if Brandon's picking up anything.
Well, I want to first confirm I'm definitely feeling that chatter, which you already confirmed here, and that Kathy was picking up too. I was feeling the chatter. I was feeling like other people talking about you. It was like almost as soon as you left, there was like this feeling of like, oh, I miss this person. I miss him, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Um, and so there has been regular chatter, I feel, and good talk about you. So it is a good confirmation that somebody has reached out to you. What I am feeling though about your energy being there, right away, there's an immediate sense of like, oh, this is great. I feel like this fits, this belongs, etc. And then over a time, it doesn't feel too long of time, maybe a couple months. What I'm being shown is that there's something missing. And perhaps there's been a change in the way that they do things, or perhaps they do something different in this other location that it doesn't fully sit and resonate with you. And it feels like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if it has to do with the recent COVID things and certain restrictions happening, but I can tell that they do something different there and it's not going to click with you in the same way. And it's going to make you miss what you had before back in 2014 to 2018, where you're like, man, it's just not the same. What I will say though is that there is a woman who is important to connect and network with. And you and her will be having really, really great communication. A woman or feminine energy, but I do feel it's more woman. And I am being shown that it's this networking that is going to start leading you to other things, other positions. Okay, you just said it opens the doors to other opportunities. Exactly that. That's what I feel taking this job would be able to afford you. So I do feel like it would be okay to return, but as long as you know that this isn't the end all be all and to really use it as a springboard for yourself, um, that feels like the best use of this job and this opportunity. So I do feel like there is likely to be an extension. I'm also feeling like either somebody was also recently let go or something like that. Where there is a void to fill. But again, don't expect it to be the same as how it was before. And also know that this is a pretty much a springboard for you to kind of keep moving up, like Kathy was saying. We're in a remote location and looking to do the same in another remote location. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Within the
It
company.
gets
Okay.
you back within the company. Yeah, because I feel like you need to you feel like you need to advance from that. Like once you get in, like keep pushing for a higher job status or something along that line, because it just feels like this is going to somehow you're beyond what this might be doing at this moment. It just feels like you're beyond. You've got more knowledge now, or you've got whatever it is, but it feels like you should be in a higher place than the position that's coming forward, possibly. Yeah. So are you gonna have to relocate then, or because he says I ran a remote location, so I'm wondering, does that mean you worked remotely, or like are you gonna have to relocate? I guess.
Yeah, or is the location remote? I'm not sure
Yeah, I'm
what
not
that fully
sure.
means.
I work dispatch remotely, so I kind of get it. Like you can do a lot remotely.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
so we dispatched an entirely different company or country, remotely. So that was kind of crazy.
That's pretty cool.
We had
That's
six. We
such an
had
Aquarian thing, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we had six cities that we were watching. Um, we had six cities that we were trying to. We had six different screens that we were monitoring all the time. Eh? It was pretty crazy, but it is.
Yeah,
It's a very Aquarian thing. Like it's like, whoa, okay, Have a good
very
night, Chris.
broad
Thank you so much.
spectrum.
So he's saying he would have to relocate. Okay. You know what? Here's the other thing too. As long as you're good with the relocation, that is definitely something to think about too. So, really think about this carefully, I guess. Um, before moving forward, because I do feel, again, you're supposed to be higher than what is coming for you. Okay. So if it does give you that opportunity to advance within the company, and this is a company that you want to advance with, then, by all means, right? It just feels like if you're not going to be comfortable with everything, maybe, look for something else. Like, don't act out of desperation is basically the energy. So I hope that that's helped. But it does feel like people are excited, like somebody's excited, if somebody wants you back there. So this
Mm-hmm.
would be a very good opportunity for you as well. Yeah.
Exciting.
It is, because it's kind of like starting something new. But I don't know why. I just kind of keep feeling like that energy of, you might get in there and be kind of like bored, or, it's not quite what you expected. So as long as you're okay with that temporarily, I think you'll be okay. Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
temporary energy, but be prepared to advance or really look for those advancement opportunities. Yeah. So I hope that's helped. I hope that gave you a little bit of clarity. Oh, good. Praise for running a remote location. Yeah.
Nice.
I just feel like you did, like there was something about it that, uh, it's a value brand, and I have premium brand experience. There we go. See?
Nice. Okay.
That's exactly what I was feeling. It's
I can
like,
hear that confidence and the authority in just that statement right there, which I
right.
feel is what's translating into this. Okay, it's time to move up.
Right. Yeah, it's time to move forward. And that's exactly the energy that I was like picking up. It's like you've advanced beyond this. So, good job. All right.
Thanks,
Next.
Jason.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. Renata. What was
Oh,
Renata's?
Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. I'm so sorry, Jenny. I didn't mean to do that. I just didn't see your name.
Hi, Jenny. Good to
Hi,
see you,
Jenny.
love. So, Sagittarius, happy belated. Will the move to South Carolina work out?
Oh, okay.
Oh, see, look what Jason said. It's technically a step back,
Right. But it gets me to
but it's
working
the
where I
place.
want to work.
All right, good
Exactly.
confirmation there.
Yay.
All right,
Okay.
so Jenny, will the move to South Carolina work out?
Okay, Jenny, are you going on your own here? You know what the first word I heard was? Running. Like, I'm not sure. Are you running from? I don't. When I say running from something, I don't mean like you're running away from somebody or
You're
anything like
running
that.
full sprint into it,
Right.
adventurous.
It just feels like there's I just heard that word running, and I'm not sure if you're, if you're going with somebody, or if you're, going on your own, or whatever it is, heading to. What did I ask her? Is she going? Are you moving by yourself? Is that what I asked? I
Yeah.
forgot my own question. Okay. No. So you're moving. Are you moving with somebody? Okay. Um, will it work out? The first thing I feel is like, I'm going with the family. Okay. I feel like this is it's gonna work out fine. At first, I'll be honest with you, I do feel a little bit of something going on here, a little bit of maybe possibly confusion, or a little bit of stall energy in some way. I don't know if you guys already have jobs there, if you're going there for a direct reason or something. It just feels a little bit, held back energy, but nothing for very long. Like it just feels like something held back. I don't know, again,
I
job.
think I know. I think I know. I think I
Okay,
know.
you go ahead. Yeah, please.
No, no,
Please,
finish.
please, please.
I'll say it when I
Oh,
get
okay.
there.
Because it feels like I don't get disappointed, you know what I mean? But it just feels like, oh, I thought this was going to go a little bit smoother. It was going to go a little bit something. Um, it will all work out though. Am also getting something about settling. So it feels like the reason for some sort of delay may have to do something with settling, like maybe settling into a job, maybe settling into the home, something along that line. But there's going to be a reason for it. It just might at first feel kind of frustrating, and I do feel that there may need to be some patience along with this as well. But I do get that
That's it.
ultimately,
That's it. That's the one. That's what I was gonna say. I
okay,
felt a male dragging, holding back, 100%. I keep
okay,
seeing heels in the
dragging his
ground.
ass
I
and
kept
getting in
seeing
the
the
way. So
anchor.
that's where this delay's coming in too,
That's
right?
it.
Like it's
Yep.
like, yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to
yeah.
cut you off, but I wanted to
No, no,
confirm.
no. I'm glad you did. That's good. That's fine. Once it gets moving though, or once he gets off his butt and gets moving, um, things will go a lot smoother. But there is going to be a little bit of that. I just felt that delay coming through, and I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So that's good, to hear that. Um, but it's going to be fine. It's going to go good. It is. It's like I feel for some reason, I don't know where exactly you guys are right now, but it feels like an element of peace going into South Carolina. Like it just feels like an element of, again, feeling settled or settling. It feels like this is, it just feels like comfortable, and in a good place, comfortable, not a, comfortable and lazy energy. It just feels comfortable, like you're supposed to be there. So, I hope that that makes any sense.
Yeah, the energy feels quite good. Immediately, I feel that emotional peace. Also, an expansion of emotional awareness, too, which I feel like it has something to do with communicating, talking to other people. Maybe you have a better network out there in some way, because I just feel this sense of like, people get me, I understand people, I'm understood. Now, I do feel like there is. That like Kathy was saying, that settling energy that's going to come up, and that will create probably a little bit of friction. There will probably be some vulnerable moments, and there might even be a total like restructuring of patterns and things. So I wouldn't expect to bring with you where you are now to come with you to South Carolina. And I think that's the part that's going to have to be dealt with, because I asked Spirit what you need to be focusing on at this time. And what I'm shown is that I was shown there is a energy of being held back, rooted with the male, which that's what you said. Your husband is the one that's dragging
Mm,
ass. So he is the one that definitely needs to be focused on at this time. And I feel like it could be him that has the issues with the struggles of the settling and everything. But what I'm shown when I ask Spirit what you can do to help this or help him is they're showing me that there is an overwhelming sense of abundance that's kind of waiting for you in this location in South Carolina. And that's something that I feel him being afraid about is like, how are we going to be okay? How are we going to make it? How am I going to provide or make it or do what I need to do? And I feel there's a lot of questions around that. But what he needs to understand, and I feel like what you could communicate with him is that, hey, hubby, when we are in good energy, good things continue to come to us. We've been over here wherever you currently are now, and you've
and I
seen the
feel,
struggles and the drains that it's had on us, and we're
mhm.
in the position that we're in. And it's like, we don't need to scurry or keep our head above water anymore. We need to enjoy what's happening around us. And it's that sense of value of South Carolina that he needs to understand, and I think that you can convey with him. And oh, look, it's great for astrocartography lines even. Look at that. I love that. There's all sorts of different elements that spell, hey, we're going to be great here. And I know you're uncomfortable with this change. What's his sign, Jenny? I'm curious. His sign, if he's an earth sign or not. It's this feeling of him needing to know, like, hey, once we're in that better environment, things are just going to flow smoother. There's no way around it. It's just how it flows. He doesn't have the crutch of family, so he gets to not pull his best self forward. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, it really feels like a good move. Yes, you might deal with stuff with him, but okay, Aries. Okay, he'll get over it quite quickly. Then he won't drag ass. Once he's there, he's gonna find stuff to link onto. He'll be fine. He'll be okay. I know
He will, and I just feel like it's a little bit of a, it's just a matter of a flow that needs to happen, and once you guys get into that flow, everything will be good. You'll be fine.
I think it'll definitely be good, and this is the right place, I think, for you, Jenny. 100%. You and your family, it just feels like you guys will be able to blossom and open up. I feel a sense of community. I feel a sense of being a part of something bigger than your own selves, which feels right. It feels like you want to be able to contribute to that. So yeah, it's definitely opening up your energy, opening up opportunity, and it's going to help him grow too. It's going to help your husband grow.
Absolutely.
Yay, congratulations.
Yeah,
I know you were contemplating this for a while. I'm glad it's finally
going to be so good for you.
Yeah. Next week, Kay is asking if we'll be on next week. Let me look at my schedule here. Tuesday, I got stuff in the morning, but yeah. We may be on next week. As far as my schedule goes, so far it's open, but we play it by ear, but we should be on. I don't know if Kathy has anything going on the 2nd.
No, I think we will be on. I think we should be good to be on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. Love tea.
Thanks, Jenny. And congrats.
Let us know how it goes. I know you will. You'll keep us updated. So.
All right. So love tea. May I get an update on R's feelings, intentions, actions regarding me? I'm an Aries. He's a Capricorn.
Okay. Can you say that one for me one more time?
So may I get an update on R's feelings, intentions, and actions regarding me? Love T is Aries. R is a Capricorn.
When was the last time you guys spoke? Love T, please, if you don't mind answering, or when was the last time that you guys, spent time together or something along that line? It does feel like there's a little bit of a distance or something in there, but this doesn't feel, I don't know if this just happened. About 4 days ago we spoke. Okay, that's, I just keep getting, there's something here going on about his energy right now is sort of, to be honest, he's a little scared. He feels a little scared, or he feels a little bit held back. Because you guys been hanging out a lot, or have you guys been spending some time together? Because it does feel like, I don't know, I almost want to say like he's contemplating something, or it just feels like he's in this energy of wanting to come forward, or come like something stronger, or he's scared of his feelings somehow. So have you guys been spending more time together, like up until, not at all since the 28th? So the 28th of December? Wow. Okay. Oh, it's long distance. Okay. Um, there's something here that okay, for you it's positive. I'm going to say this is what I feel. It feels like it's a positive energy towards you, but it just feels like within him he's in this place of like really going through um something, like he's scared or he's worried about something, or it feel but like it has to do with you. It almost feels like he wants to make something stronger, doesn't know how to approach it. um and then he's got this old energy at the back of him, like old energy that he's carrying from the past. And this is like a past with you, but it just feels like something has clicked or connected with him, where he feels stronger towards you than he did in the past. And I kind of feel like this is scaring him a little bit, or it's giving him some pause or some hesitation. I feel like in the past, he was able to sort of brush off a lot of the feelings or the emotions that he had, not really brush them off, but he didn't really, I think that may have what is created originally some sort of separation, or distance between the two of you. But now what is creating this distance of this separation is the fact that he actually has stronger energy or stronger feelings towards you. And I keep getting that there's something here. I can't remember if Love T. Are you guys the ones in school? Are you guys in school? I can't remember. 'Cause it feels like something needs to be finished first. Like there needs to be some sort of, I don't know, graduation or tests, or I don't know if you guys are at the end of a semester. I don't know how to explain that, but it feels like this has to be concentrated on first, and then we can kind of come together. He can take that step forward, but he's in a place of being scared right now. But his feelings towards you are much stronger, is what I keep
Oh
getting.
yeah.
Much stronger
Yeah.
than they really ever have been, or he's assimilating them in a different way, like in a more stronger, more divine masculine type of way, like in a positive way. Now he's not a weakened masculine as much as he used to be. Now he's stepping more into that role of a divine masculine. And but because he's in that in-between stage, he is a little scared of it, because he's so used to going back and reverting to his old energy, but he knows he has to step up now. So this is actually really good. So it feels like let him do his thing, and he'll be, moving forward, I feel like mostly on his own. I don't know what you picked up, Brandon.
Oh, Renata, you are on the list. Kathy forgot to put your name in there.
Oh,
You're
yeah. I'm
after
sorry,
you're
Renata. Yeah,
after
sorry about that. My apologies. Yeah.
you're
You're
after
definitely.
Love Tea here.
Yeah.
So, Love Tea, right away when I connect with the energy between the two of you, I do feel like a lot is being focused on the foundation of the connection. And the one thing I keep feeling is like it feels ambiguous, it feels undefined because of the distance. It seems like the distance coming up between you is causing some kind of either a disconnect or a lack of really pushing into the foundation. Because when I connect with his thoughts, his feelings, like Kathy's saying, that's what I'm feeling as well. There's really a strong sense of security and stability in what he's opening up here. Spirit has even shown me that his feelings are growing, that they are expanding, and it feels like it is starting to encompass a higher level of this, a higher energy, or like Kathy was saying, that divine masculine. What I am feeling though is I am feeling a frustration because I'm feeling as if he's holding back his emotions because it feels like you might be holding back emotions. And I'm feeling him starting to doubt you and doubt like what's going on in this connection and how much you are willing to open yourself up here. And what I keep being shown when I ask what's coming in the future is that there is going to be a renewed sense of self from you. And they're showing me from the female, from yourself, that does sort of open up and unlock in connection with him. Now, specifically, I don't know if there's been a point of contention about how you two are going to see one another, but I'm feeling and being shown a really, really strong vision and impression of you going to him. I I feel like it feels important because it feels important to him to show him like, "Hey, I see you. I know that you're opening up. I know that maybe the distance is causing you difficulty, but I want to show up for you." I tried to express feelings when I asked him. I don't know, love. Like, what kind of conversation is that? Well, I think he's responding to what he feels from you, to be entirely honest. I think that happens a lot because I don't think you may realize that he's not able to read your minds and emotions. He's not able to really see that without an expression. I tried to express feelings. So yeah. When you say you tried to express them, it's as if it was a disconnect, like he didn't understand in some way. Honestly, have you two talked about like your love languages and how you express feelings? Because I feel like that's going to be pretty important. Knowing like, hey, with his expression of emotion is so different. And let me just go out there and say weird. Being a Capricorn, one, I have a Capricorn mother. Two, I've got like 3 planets in Capricorn. My rising is Capricorn. I have ascendant, the ruler of Capricorn in Capricorn, and it's conjunct my ascendant. Like I get Capricorn energy a lot. And sometimes we can look very, very stoic, cold, and the expression of emotions is so weird and different than honestly most other people, I think. So I think it's going to be important to explore how you both communicate feelings and understand that, like, hey, when I say this is like what I'm trying to get across or
Project,
express or
yeah.
understand. So knowing the love language, I think, is going to be really, really important. Knowing the expression in one another and seeing one another in person is really going to help to eliminate the questions of doubt, just because of the fact that communicating at a distance, you don't see the body language, which I feel is more important for him. You don't see all the movements in the face unless you're on FaceTime. But even still, it's not as strong or intense as being around that person. And I keep being shown that you making an effort to go out to see him feels really, really important. Yeah, I don't think you should take.
It's a
I
hard
feel
one,
that you
right? Because you
can.
don't want to be in that place of chasing, and you also don't want to be in that place of relaxing, because it is time for him to step up. I do feel that. Like he's got to step up. I think
I do feel that as well. I do feel he's got to step up, but there's got to be mutuality too. Because if you
yeah.
just keep taking steps back, then you're also preventing things from moving forward too. At a certain point, you got to not play this dance and just be like, okay, do we really want this? Cool. Let's make steps. Let's do it right now together. And that's where I feel like that's the influences coming in of you going out there, and you're gonna be like, okay, you need to be on my page. I'm gonna come out there and see you, and you need to be on my page here. You need to meet me halfway, maybe not literally, or maybe literally. I don't know how far y'all are in distance, but figuratively speaking, like, hey, I'm gonna make the effort to come see you. You need to be present with me and
Mhm.
open up your emotions and be here. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm out. I think honestly, laying it down like that could be very beneficial because of him being a Capricorn. There is a certain, let's take care of business kind of mentality. Yeah, it feels like I'm playing games. Exactly. You don't want to play games. I don't think either of you honestly want to play games. I don't feel him wanting that. I definitely know that you don't. And so it's just, you got to kind of cut right through the bullshit and get right to the heart of the matter, I feel is what's important here. And I really feel that, I feel it kind of turning him on a little bit. Like I feel him reacting to that in a way where he's like, oh, wow, this woman is powerful. Okay. She ain't doing nothing, talking about it around in circles, nothing. I feel like he needs to see that.
Mm-hmm. So I hope that gave you some clarity, Love Tea. I hope it helps. And it's I feel him stepping up. I really do. I feel like his energy is stronger towards you. So that's good.
Yeah, he's definitely in a good, like, if you're questioning his feelings, that they're definitely there. They are definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's just got to stop with this cutting out emotions because he's so cool and too cool for school because Capricorns are and they're amazing. None of that.
Okay.
None of that.
So, Renata, what was Renata's question?
All right, Renata is Libra, asking about Chris, who is a Taurus. Just for curiosity, Chris just found out I bought a business because he saw my cousin's posts. How did he feel about it? So how did Chris, who's a Taurus, feel about Renata's business
Okay.
that she just bought?
You know, it's interesting because the first energy that comes in is that you are in this energy of this Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's self-sufficient, strong within themselves, confident, in that place of I don't need a man. If I choose a man, you got to be in my level type of man. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy that, and I feel like when he saw that you were buying a business or that you'd purchase, that you're buying a business. Sorry, I'm getting tired. So my brain isn't working the same way. He looked at that as like, oh, damn. Like, I feel like this energy, there's two energies that I felt immediately from him. One is that he's like, how am I ever going to keep up with her? And the second was, I got to keep up with her, because it was really within like 1 second to the other. Like, this is what I keep getting. I feel like what he's at home with does not compare to you at all. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Um, and he looks at that and he's like, oh, I should have had a V8. Like literally that energy. I should have had Renata. Like, what in the hell was I doing? What was I thinking? Why did I choose the route that I chose? And so this is going to it just feels so much like he's regretting a lot of his choices at this moment is what I keep getting. Here's the thing with him. If he stays in this energy of everything, it's weird because everything with him right now is duality, right? Like it's like he's got this one thought and then this other one comes in, this thought, this one comes in, this. So, like I said, with the business, he looked at you and he's like, oh, damn, I got to keep up with her. How do I keep up with her? And then he looks at the home life, let's just say, and he's like, oh God, what did I do? And then the other part is, am I stuck here? Like, is this all I can do? So, you know what I mean? He's like, there's this duality that keeps coming with him. And I feel like this is his opportunity to really create himself. I do feel that he has a lot of, financial burdens that are holding him back. But here's the thing, can he be a man? And I think this is that time that he has to prove with himself, am I going to be the man? Am I going to step up to what it is that I truly desire, what I truly want? Can I make this work? And I do feel like there's this energy here that he's really debating about it within himself.
I picked that up too, 100%.
Mhm.
I even ask about that, but I'll get into that in a second. Renata, the energy between you and Chris feels a little strange. I'm not
I'll
sure
be
what
right
to
back.
make of it yet, and I don't know if I know the full situation yet, but what I can tell you is that the energy feels like really weird. It's like the two of you have your own little space, like your own little cloud, and you kind of get lost in one another. It's like I feel two people who communicate with each other's souls, but also cannot be around one another. I feel this really weird vulnerability between the two of you right now, as if you both want to break down for or with one another in some way. So the energy feels a little interesting. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that circumstances are not where you both are wanting them to be, because it kind of feels like a drain because of whatever is surrounding the two of you. When I'm looking at his feelings though towards you, my goodness, I mean, this is just pure emotional understanding, enveloped in this soul understanding and connection between the two of you. I mean, there is really emotional love here. I feel like this has either been communicated at some point, or it's within the communication that you really feel that he really feels this in response here with you. So when I ask Spirit about how he felt about you buying this business, I am actually being shown a really good energy in him, a good response of like, wow, things are really growing. Things are uh, it's like this surface level kind of happiness where he sees the growth and he sees how it's adding to the foundation of your own self. And there is this feeling of him, like Kathy was saying, I don't know if it's particularly regret or remorse of some kind of like wanting to also be involved, but it feels like he sees it as this really stable reaction or response, and he sees the growth, but it's like he's only showing you the surface level of it, because I feel like he's trying to show you maybe that he's not attached to it, because underneath that is that regret and the remorse. So it's like he's only showing you a certain amount. He's really playing his cards, I feel, close to his chest. But this is when I ask Spirit what's to come in the future between the two of you. And what I was shown is that there is this feeling of him wanting to open up. It's an immediate reaction. It does feel like it comes from the soul. Like I was saying, from that heart center that I feel him feeling you within. This is where it wants to come, but I feel friction against this. So like, just like Kathy was saying, he's really got to weigh out, okay, am I gonna like really open up, to either Renata or this connection or whatever he's trying to resist, or whatever, however you two are in that little, clouded sphere, as I was mentioning before. And he's got to weigh that out. He's definitely going to be in some friction. He's definitely going to be in a pulled into two, split into two kind of place. So, I mean, my advice is to not let yourself get caught up in that split in him. He's got to figure that out on his own, because that's more energy that you don't need to take on for yourself. Is he materialistic? No, I stopped talking to him. He doesn't leave his girl. Aha. Okay. So no wonder the energy feels like it's kind of all over the place here, but there are definitely some genuine feelings that he has with you, and it is a good response to you and you buying your business. But I can tell you that he's just showing you the surface level in that reaction, if anything at all. If he's shown you anything at all.
Yeah. You know what, Renata, right now, keep doing you.
Yeah.
You are advancing so far, and he's really at this place. Can he keep up with you? But you can't lower yourself, or being in that place of wanting to lower yourself in any way for him. It's you know what, he's not in. Here's the bottom line: he's not in the happiest places. He's not. So is he going to step up and make that choice to be happy and be where he wants to be? That's pretty much going to be the question. Can he do it? He can do it. Will he find the balls to do it? I guess is the best way to say it. But at the same time, you're becoming your best you, and that's going to be the biggest breakthrough for you. And that's
Absolutely.
really what's going to be
He
important.
is seeing it, and he is having a good response to it. Trust me, there's a feeling of like, oh my God, I
Very
wish I
positive.
was doing that too. I
Yeah.
wish I was there too.
Yeah.
So it is causing conflict
He
in him.
actually can see
Honestly, that's what
himself
you want.
with you doing what you're doing, if that makes any sense. Like he, he can see him, like he could see the happiness of
Yes.
being with you. He sees that happiness. Now, is he going to step up and, like I said, have the balls, be a man to actually take that step forward?
That's on him.
Yeah, that's really on him. So, it's really sad, right? Like a lot of these guys, like, they jump into these relationships that just are sucky. Or if they go into this pressure of it, or they think that they're, this is going to be the be all and end all. And then they realize, like, what did I leave behind? Like, why did I leave that behind? Because look at what they're doing, and they felt that draw. He feels that draw. He feels that energy with you. He can see himself accomplishing what it is that he wants with you. He does not
Hmm.
see it in his current position at all. It's not there. So I hope that that's given you
Do
some
your
clarity.
own thing.
Yeah.
Definitely do your own thing. He'll show up when he's ready.
Uh, so we've got Jen.
Jen and Sarah left. All right. Hi, Jen. Good to see you, love. So thank you both, Catherine and Brandon. Yes, we read with you before. So Jen, Sagittarius, any updates on Christian and anything of importance that's coming through overall? And then if they're okay.
What's that?
So we'll look at Jen and Christian first. See, any updates on Christian and anything of importance that's coming through overall? Okay.
Might need some more clarity. I'm sorry. We've done a lot of readings tonight, so my energy is kind of like, you can see I'm kind of like, okay, I'm getting to the end here. Jen, if there's something specific, please, if you want to know, that would really help, especially for me. If Brendan's tapping in, by
Well,
all
if you want to
means.
connect here, maybe you can connect with Brian. So she says, is there any negative energy coming from Brian? He's a coworker I rejected a while back. He keeps giving me anxiety.
Say that one more time.
So is there any negative energy coming from Brian, a coworker that she rejected a while back?
Yeah. Okay. Did she say his birth date? What he was?
No.
Jen, if you're watching, can you put his birth date or his birth sign up? What I am getting, however, though, with Brian, this is one not happy man. He's what's that word? I almost want to say he's like, to some degree, gossipy or something like that. Like, it feels like he's holding a lot of resentment at this time. He might be quiet about it to you, or I'm not exactly sure how he's behaving with you, but it feels like somehow behind the scenes, I'm not going to say that he's running around gossiping about you, but I just feel like if somebody was to say something about you or bring you up, and I'm just using this as an example, it kind of feels like you can almost see that sour face coming over him, like, I'm just not happy. Like it just feels like he may even be talking or saying something in a negative tone. Definitely the fact that you're avoiding him is good. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like it's going to be extremely important. I'm not sure why I'm feeling this, for you to be just professional with him. If you have to interact with him, don't avoid interacting. You know what I mean? Like, if you have to interact, like, don't be in that place of, I'm just not talking to you. But I do feel professionalism is going to be key, because I don't know if other people are involved, like knowing the situation or something like that, but it feels like you got to be, into some degree, on your best behavior. And I'm not exactly sure why I'm picking that up, but it does feel important. This guy, you know what it feels like? He feels like the nice guy. You know what I'm talking about? Like the nice guy. Yeah, the nice guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be nice to you until I don't get what the frick I want from you. And when I don't get that because I was the nice guy and you should be adoring me or you should be dating me or you should be whatever, giving me something for my niceness. uh, then I am suddenly all of a sudden showing my true colors in some way. And whether this is within his behavior, his attitude, whatever it is, he feels, I hate this word, but I feel like he feels privileged, like, um, like, how dare you reject me? How dare, like, I
Mm-hmm.
was the nice guy. I just keep hearing that. He's the type of guy that would offer to move your couch and then expect you to have sex with him. Like, piss off, like, here's $20, go away. Here's $20, you go away. Right? Like,
Don't even hand it to
come
him.
to my
Leave it on
couch.
the table.
Here's your money, get the hell out. Like, but he's in that energy of, oh, I did this. I'm the nice guy. That's what I got from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I really don't like his energy at all. So, but professionalism around him is going to be key. Okay. In whatever scenario you guys are around, you have to be professional. This is going to be key.
Yeah. I totally
Um,
agree here with Kathy. I am connected here with Christian. So I'll just say here what I'm feeling between you and Christian, Jen. Right away, the energy here, it's so interesting. I'm seeing things almost on the scale. And what Spirit is showing me is it's like there's no logical reason why there feels to be heart and stability and connection between the two of you. Like I'm being shown there's no logical reason for it, but yet it is so clearly being felt. It feels like everything is on this weird, I don't know how to describe this, like a cosmic scale, like a universal scale. All the moments of wanting, psychic pull, attraction, thinking about the other, they're all being weighed out in this like astral realm, which shows me that nothing is really manifesting physically. So I don't feel like you've probably seen one another or had interaction lately together. Because when I'm looking into Christian, where he is with his thoughts, his feelings towards you, I'm feeling a lot of guilt on himself. I'm feeling a desire and need to communicate, and I'm feeling the friction against it. So I do feel like he's either locked or blocked in some way still. But when I look into the intentions and the desire that he has in connection with you, it's immediately a sense of expansion and a need to communicate, a desire to communicate. So I know that that internal feeling of him feeling guilty is all centered around that because he does have that desire. It's like he wants it.
mhm.
He needs to connect in some way. When I ask what's coming up here in the future, I am being shown that you might even experience this sort of psychic detachment. Like he might get off of the brain in some way. You might feel a total sense of distance here, but that actually feels okay. It actually feels good because what I'm showing is what it creates and it kind of spirals. Spirit shows me is like this new opening of a transformation to get out of the clouds, to get out of the haze, to get out of this crazy breakdown and energy drain that's like happening between the both of you because you're both feeding energy into the connection without having any sort of tangible physical results. And it's kind of driving the cycle of just being put in limbo. Like I said, that unseen, intangible, cosmic scale, universal scale. It's not going to be fed there anymore, and the energy is going to be fed into physical and into earth. So if you do feel a bit of a detachment, don't worry, that's okay. What are we? Even astrologically, we're about to go back into Venus moving forward, moving direct here. So maybe you're feeling that detachment currently, or over the next few days, you might feel that. That's okay. Because it still feels like that connection is there. I still feel him being restricted. But I feel like all of this movement in the astral needs to
Oh
happen
my God,
so that there can
that's
be
so
moved
funny
forward.
that
Say
you
again?
said that because I kept feeling cosmic, something about cosmic within
Yeah.
me. Like there's cosmic it's not like karmic energy, it's like cosmic energy, something cosmic. Okay, before my reading, I had just said I had a gorgeous reading with you, and I taped it, and it skipped over a video part of when you taught us to connect in the 5D, but YouTube censored it. Oh, okay, weird, huh? But it does, it feels very cosmic type of energy with these two. Both learning the lessons, both learning how to connect with each other, both of them learning how to, you said, to raise our eyes above our head level in the 3D and to send energy. Did you say that, or was that me?
I'm not sure. We'll get to that in a minute. Sarah's next here.
Yeah.
Let's finish up with Jen.
Oh, that's Sarah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on Jen. But it does feel like this is very cosmic energy between the two of you. It's like you guys have lessons to learn, but at the same time, you're learning how to interact with your own emotions, your own feelings. At the same time, learning how to, it's like wavelengths. Like
Yes.
wavelengths, like, like a flow of wavelengths. Like I can learn to tap into this person, but I'm also connecting it to myself. So like it's beautiful.
There's a lot going on though.
Very much. Like it's a beautiful interaction, but there is a lot going on, most definitely. It really feels like that energy of focusing on you and allow this to create itself, because it feels like this will naturally create in some way. But being in a what are you giggling about?
I can hear her in my mind. I can hear her. She's like, I have been. I can hear her.
But you will see where he starts learning as well. Like you'll see that energy.
Mm-hmm. There's so much more intertwined in this, Jen. That's why you can't just come at it with one spiritual lesson or one, physical thing. Like there really are other pieces and parts here. That's why it feels so intense to you. That's why it feels so complex and sometimes feels so far away. It's because there's more going on here that is below the surface, that it really takes regular patience, practice, and accessing these higher realms to really see, observe, understand, and then move as you need it to. As far as what's coming up, I do feel like you're going to see some kind of emergence, like I'm feeling like end of February, beginning of March here. End of February, I'm showing like this pleasant, like friendly energy between the two of you. And then March, I'm seeing some kind of changed path or changed interaction or behavior. So it looks like right around that time, like the end of February, like Pisces season, that's where I'm feeling a measurable shift of some kind.
Yeah, I hope that that's helped. I just he has a lot more lessons and whatever than you do. What's really funny with this guy is I feel like he is spiritually inclined, but he's in that this is weird. He's in this energy that's coming through that is it's like somebody who just is learning about spirituality or really opening up their heart energy to spirit, and they're still stuck in that shadow work or spirit realm. And some days they think that they know everything because they're learning spirituality, and then other days they're kind of like, oh, what the hell is this? And then that's when the shadow energy comes in and kind of gives them a good slap on the butt and be like, you just think you know it, but here we are. Spank, spank. Right? That's what his energy is like. Like he thinks that there's
That's
that
a
part of
great way
him.
to put it. It's like he's in trouble. He knows he's in trouble.
Right, right. Um, it's like he knows, but at the same time, he doesn't know how to,
Mhm.
it's he's got a lot to learn, and he is learning it, but
Just taking
I
his sweet old time.
right, and I do agree with the timeline that Brandon is going with. Like, I do feel closer to the Pisces season. I am, Jen. I'm so tired. You can probably just see me, like, I'm like, I'm trying. It's funny because sometimes when you're receiving all of the messages, and sometimes, like, it's not just the messages, for that particular person. Sometimes I'll see a question come in and I'm getting the answer for it, but
Mhm.
I'm not on that person yet. So I've got to kind of hold that energy back. And it's like,
Yep.
it's not your turn.
Yep.
It's me
I
yelling at
know
the
it's
energy.
tough.
It's not your turn. Just give me a minute. And then,
This is
then
why I was thinking we needed a new system where we can just have them submit on the website and we
yeah.
pull them up when we're ready so we don't see the questions ahead of time and
Hmm.
feel all the energy from it. So we'll keep exploring that. We'll keep
Hmm.
exploring that area.
So I truly hope that gave you some clarity, Jen. I hope it helped. And definitely stay away from that guy. Just remain professional, stay in that energy.
Ugh,
And
yeah.
just, professionalism is going to be key, because I do feel he's such a little rat or a little monster, a nice guy. you know,
Mhm.
that the minute that you're not professional or you snap or whatever it is, that's when his little rat feet go running to somebody and be like, "Oh, she did this and she did that and she did," like, I might not, might not be specific, is what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, might not be specific, but that's his energy. Like, if he was in a big corporation, he'd be like right up the manager's butt, and I'm the nice guy. Look at me. So and so did this. So and so did that. Look at me. Look at me. Like, ugh, he's horrible energy. So it's rat. It's like rat energy. You just stay
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
Well, keep us
Um.
updated, Jay, and come back on the next show. I
Mhm.
want to hear, or at least come back at the end of February. I want to hear what develops.
Absolutely. And Sarah, what was Sarah's question?
All right. So Sarah is Virgo, and she wants to know about Brad, who is a Capricorn, and anything they need to know about their relationship.
Oh my God. Did she give anything specific?
No. She said he is a Virgo sun, Pisces moon, Cancer rising, and she is Capricorn sun, Scorpio moon, Leo rising.
Okay, I did tap into your energy a little bit before. Please forgive me, Sarah, if I'm kind of but what I did get from earlier is, I do remember hearing something about the energy here. Can you just read that to me one more time? What are their signs? He is what?
Virgo. She is Capricorn. They both have water moons.
Okay. Can you tell me the placement? Sorry, just for a sec, because I
Uh-huh.
knew this had something to do with that.
Uh-huh. So Brad has a Pisces moon and Sarah has a Scorpio moon.
Okay. Okay. Because I kept hearing something about he's a Virgo with a Pisces. He has a really hard time sometimes expressing himself. He has a really hard time. Um, it feels like you're very much more in that energy of knowing who you are, knowing what you want, knowing where you're going, knowing what it is that you want to accomplish. Like, you have a much more solid energy than he does. He's sort of in that place of I don't know if he knows what he wants half the freaking time. Um but he's got this energy there that it almost feels like Like you have to give him attention. You have to give him attention or something. Or he misinterprets, sometimes of what people say. He's worked with he's very strong professionally he's worked good for him. That's great. But as far as a relationship goes, I still feel that he does have some issues with communicating. Like it almost feels like I'm just okay. Can you? I'm sorry. I'm just really tired.
Yeah, let me jump in
Yeah.
here.
So I'm because I'm having a hard time because I think I would need to know rather than looking at all the energy, like what is it that you want to know?
Yeah, you're picking up on just absolutely everything surrounding them, and
Yeah, and
especially with them having water
I need to
moons.
narrow it down
Yeah.
into like something specific, because otherwise I'm gonna end when you're tired like this. It's like you could
Doing
go down a
everything.
rabbit hole of stuff that has nothing to do with what you're trying to figure out what you want to
Yeah.
know.
So, Sarah, when I look at the energy between the two of you, the first thing I feel is just an open heart. I feel this love between the both of you. I mean, it's so clear. There really is love here, plain and simple. I keep being shown that there is a sort of almost intuitive nature to the energy between the both of you. I feel it in your connection. It's like you really understand one another. But for whatever reason, it seems like it's not happening lately, if that makes sense to you. Like I'm feeling like some kind of disconnect, some kind of space or distance, like things are being put on the surface level. And it's like all of a sudden that intuitive, maybe even psychic connection between you seems distant or far or disconnected in some way. What I am being shown here, what I'm connecting with when I ask what's coming next between the two of you, Spirit is showing me that you're about to enter a time where you are forced to focus on the foundation and the core connection of this relationship. It feels like you need to go back to the roots in some way, and this is what needs to be initiated forward. I am seeing that there's a lot of mental projection, like projecting outwards as far as into the future, coming with ideas, fantasy, imagining, envisioning, trying to see, okay, what is out here. And I feel like this is where the two of you are going to be coming together. This is the place that you two need to sort of come to either like a mutual page, mutual understanding. This feels like what's out of alignment. Okay, so you both timed out, your heart closed. Okay, on purpose, or did you choose that, or is it a result of whatever he did that your heart closed? There's something very familiar about this energy, but I can't quite pinpoint it. I think you maybe said that we read for you before, but either way, there really are some genuine emotions here, genuine feelings, and I really do feel heart-to-heart connection. It's just that things need to be restructured. You got to go back to the roots and the foundation here. And also, I want you to imagine it like a tree, okay? Where your connection is this tree, it has its own roots. Where you need to get back to is these roots, but you need to see where those branches are going, and that's where the alignment needs to happen. That's what I keep being shown, is once you get on that page, then you can trust and go back to those roots. You can't tell if he is sincere. All right, let me connect with his feelings and his intentions towards you and see what's going on here. So I do feel him being distant right now. I do feel like even despite this distance, I don't know. It's like I can feel him wanting to anchor with you, but then it's like he kind of changes his energy and his path. Hang on, let me look at his intentions and what he wants. Want with you. Okay. A lot of it does seem self-motivated or self-focused.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think one of the biggest issues and what you're picking up on, because you are both psychically aware. Him, I don't know if he knows he is or not, but being a musician, a lot of musicians are very psychic. And with your Scorpio moon, you definitely are. But here's the tough part of all that. He feels so insecure in his own self that you're picking up on all of those feelings. It's not translating well. It doesn't instill a sense of confidence in you because you're picking up on all of his questionings. And what is it? Pisces moon? Oh yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that can definitely, you're like thrown into the deep end right away. So you're feeling all his depth. Kathy has I think a pretty healthy Pisces moon. So maybe she can help explain how to get out of the drowning feeling that moon can create. But you're definitely being pulled into that. I do agree with Kathy that you are the more stable energy here. Maybe it's the Capricorn. I mean, you both are earth signs, but it's that Virgo Pisces opposition where he is so conflicted internally in himself that it doesn't translate to an empathetic understanding between the two of you. So it's not that I don't feel he's sincere. It's that I feel like he sincerely has no idea what he's doing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like he sincerely, truly has no idea what he's doing or the extent of how he feels things. There is absolute love here, but you have to, I think, come to a decision of, can we create the foundation together, and asking him to do so and watching his actions as a result. And if you can't see the same vision together in the future, because you both have this ability to be able to project, to see, and to have psychic understanding, then I think that's going to be a big answer for you right there. Sorry, Kathy. I didn't mean to talk.
No, that's okay. So when, especially when somebody has a Pisces moon, which is him, is that correct? He has that Pisces moon, right? Because she has the Scorpio moon. When he has that Pisces moon, especially, depending on that sun sign, especially, he's got the Virgo. So the Virgo on its own is like very, look at the Virgo qualities, right? Like yeah, I mean, and this is generalized. It doesn't mean that every Virgo is like this or anything like that, but the general qualities are very, you have to show me before I show you. And they're also very self-indulgent to some degree, right? They can be very self-indulgent. They can be very closed off in their emotions at times. Like they can become more, Virgos are great in so many things, but they can be a little bit closed when it comes to those emotions. But with the Pisces moon, he's feeling everything all over the bloody place and doesn't know how to direct it within himself.
Doesn't want to.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't want to. So it can be very difficult, to be dealing with them. I know, like, as an Aquarius, I'm an Aquarius with a Pisces moon, and it, as an Aquarius, we've got the humanitarian, so that makes it a little bit easier for me being an Aquarius, having the Pisces moon, because our general thing is, helping humanity expand and grow and evolve and, save the planet, save whatever, all of that junk, right? So it makes it a little easier to adapt to the Pisces moon, because then it just makes us a little bit.
You're already on a universal understanding.
100%. We're not, there's very little selfish energy within us. And I mean, it doesn't mean I can't be selfish, but there's very little selfish natural energy.
Right.
We're kind of like, we want you to succeed. We want the best for you. You know what I mean? But at the same degree, there's boundaries, right? And so with
Sarah gets it.
What's that?
Sarah gets it. She's got a stellium in Aquarius. She's got 4 planets there.
There you go. So she understands. It just, I do feel with him.
Oh gosh.
He has Mars in Gemini.
Ay, Dios mío. Oh my goodness. That's oof. That's
Yeah.
tough.
So, he can get along with, like, these famous musicians and all of that energy, but to really tap into his emotions kind of sets him on a whole different level. It's like a whole
Another body. It might as well be a whole body. Different
right,
body.
because when you're doing his music, okay, well, he can put his whole energy into his music. He can talk to these other musicians, on their level, all of that stuff. But if he has to explore the heart, oh, that's like, a whole nother um system. Like, it's like a whole different body. It's like a whole different energy that he has to tap into, and that makes it difficult. So one of the things that will help within this relationship is, as you say to him, you got to be straight with me. You might not have to say it in those words, but
Can you see
demand the
what I see?
honesty, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't be scared to call him out if you don't feel that he's being straight up with you. It doesn't mean that you have to be a bitch or accuse him of anything, but just, where did you come up with those words? Like, when he writes you something, just say, where did you come up with it? How did that, like, how exactly are you feeling that towards me, or whatever it is? Like, get him to explain it more, because I do feel that when he has it when you asked if those things were for you, what I get with him is, I'm going to say 99% of it, yes, is for you. There's honesty, sincerity there. But there's that 1% that he's either read somewhere, or maybe it was a poem he created when he was like a teenager, or like, he's pulling in other energy. So you want him to kind of be placed in the here and now with you. And yeah, and if you give him a lot of leeway, I was going to say leeway, he will take it. And that's where you got to kind of be a little bit more stern with your energy. And again, it doesn't mean to be a bitch or anything like that. It's just, explore the honesty with him, right? Explore that honesty. And I think that will help.
I can tell you that there is a regular exploration of hearts, but I know what you're referring to. And I feel him dipping his toes, but not diving in all the way. So you're going to see that sort of hot and cold with him. I am being shown one thing, though, is that I was asking Spirit if you can force him to explore the heart or get into that space. And they are showing me that he does need to have a overwhelming or abundant amount of spiritual truths hit him right in the face. So if I feel like you do see him, that Scorpio moon will see burrow right through him. Like, you could see right through him. And I feel like you could call him out and call out his bullshit. I don't know if you have already before. Part of me feels like you have, but I also feel part of me is telling me that you have also
It's a
didn't
little bit of
want to
fear.
fully do that yet,
Mhm.
and, like, cut him to the core, but he needs it. And I feel like that is what will force him to explore his emotions. But he could, in light of his emotions, you need to be aware of this. He could go one of two ways. He could totally allow himself to open up and be vulnerable, or you can cut him to his core, and then his ego can come out to try to protect him, and he could be like, "Yeah, well, f you too, because you do this and blah blah blah." So that is the risk that you would take in calling his shit out.
The typical, I'm going to throw it back on you, and how dare you, you do this and you do that, and I don't like the way, instead of just taking responsibility for his behavior or his actions.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And that is something, I could see him, though, when you ask, will he explore his heart anytime soon? um Here's the thing, he could draw back a little bit at first when you start, kind of making him explore it. Um, but I feel he'll kind of enjoy that and kind of come back a bit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, he might
The
retreat
hot and
and come back,
cold. Let me dip my
retreat,
toes
come
in.
back. Yeah, kind of like a bloody kitten or something like that, or a pup,
Oh,
like,
pet me. No, don't pet me. Oh, but come
yeah,
over and pet me. Oh,
yeah.
no. Come
Yeah,
and chase me.
purr. Wait a minute, scratch.
Totally like a
Ow.
cat. Yes.
You
That's a
know?
great example.
So, just kind of be aware of that. And it almost feels like when you make a move and you do that, be aware of the consequences, but that it doesn't mean to not do it. It means basically be in your power and go, yeah, I know he's gonna back up a little bit. So I'm prepared. And I have this project and my own shit going on. So I'm going to concentrate on that for X amount of time, because I know that he's just chasing his tail right now. Like he doesn't know what to do. He's chasing his tail like that. Yeah. Don't look at me, handsome kitty. That's exactly it. Like, this is his energy, right? So, that's exactly it. Like, so when you're ready to kind of force an energy out of him or confront him, or, whatever it is, just, it's kind of like, okay, you go do that. I'm going to go and work on my taxes, my blah, 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 blah. Like, I got my own shit going. It's kind of like giving yourself a little vacation to go work on the stuff that you want to do and let him figure out what the hell he's doing over here. Because chances are he's going to be just chasing his tail around,
There's
and then
so much cat energy. It's crazy because even with that Mars in Gemini, it's like the two-sided action. Like a cat could totally be really cute and keep rubbing on you, but then bite and claw you out of nowhere for no reason.
That's exactly what he's like. It's so funny.
That is crazy. All right, so Sarah, we got to figure out his catnip and what makes him go crazy.
Like, as I do, I feel like I feel like he'll come to a place where he actually enjoys. Here's the interesting thing, right? Is that rewards. So what a good kitty. Oh, good kitty. You figured out how to be a man. Good for you. Oh, you figured out your emotions. Oh, cuddle, cuddle, cuddle. Good kitty. Here's a pet. Or here's a treat. Here's a cat treat for you. Good for you. And then when kitty takes a bite, bad kitty. Okay.
Bad kitty. Spray bottle.
Right. Exactly. That's where okay, I've got my work over here. We're going to put kitty on a vacation until he, becomes a good kitty again. So
I know this is so weird, Sarah. I know this is so weird, but I'm telling you, that is the energy.
It's kind of like, oh, you're such a good boy. Okay, good. But until then, until he behaves as a good boy, you can't give kitty a kitty treat if he's scratching up the couch, right? You gotta, so it's that kind of energy. But there you go. So I hope that helped. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Join us next week. We will be here next Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Mountain Time. God bless you all and take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.